We're getting set for the Roval in 2025. Let's go down for the Invocation.
Your name, Jesus, amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome Nashville Christian recording artist Cray Reeb.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Let's hit it.
The NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. The Bank of America Roval 400 in Charlotte, North Carolina. 12 cars will become 8. It's about to get crazy.
I think that I should warn you. There's something about to change. We're standing at the border where history is made. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's gonna be loud.
Here we go then, we're all set at the Roval for another brilliant round. This is going to be when we go from 12 to 8. Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and this is critical because we have drivers on the bubble coming into today and anything can happen. Welcome to Roval time, and it's going to be a classic. Well, welcome everybody up to the commentary box as well for what's going to be a very interesting race. Let's take a look first of all at how they will line up on the grid for the Bank of America Roval 400. And the battle zones going in, Tyler Reddick has on pole position for this one, and he has got a lot to look forward to. What are we going to witness coming into this? What drama can we be bringing with us? This is going to be where, as JT both brilliantly put it in the intro, where anything can happen and it's about to get crazy. So, where do things stand at the moment in terms of the running orders? Well, we already know who's through and who isn't, but in terms of points at the bottom, Cindric, Wallace, Reddick, Chastain, they're all sort of just at the bubble. Even Joey Logano in 8th position is struggling, so there's still time to be found. 37 cars will partake into tonight's 109 lap race, 400 miles on a road course. It should take around about the same time as it would do a cup race itself, but it is a wonderful circuit. It is a wonderful attitude to come into it as well, and hopefully we're going to be enjoying it. I hope you enjoy as well back at home our new graphic style, the top banner as well. We're testing it out ahead of 2026 and a few other things around the stream after some technical problems preventing us with other networks as well. So we just want to tidy everything up and make sure it all looks good for you back at home. Well, what an interesting race we had at Kansas a week ago. And what are we going to see here when we make 12 become 8? Another 4 will go as we rapidly are wrapping up the 2025 season. It's going to be quite the most energetic, entertaining run. Even if we do get rain, it's going to be fun. But now, let's head back down to USA.
Ride collides with pressure, where the round of 12 becomes the round of 8.
Y'all know what to do, dirt job.
I took flight at the D-Dome, throwing down dunks that shook the rafters. Here, these drivers take flight their own way, over curves, through chicanes, just trying to outlast the chaos of the road.
With some serious bull happened in turn one.
In the 80s, I was teammates with Michael Jordan in Chapel Hill. Gritty, dirty work. I know the pressure. And right now, his homegrown Carolina team, 23-11, just felt it at Kansas.
Bubba's in the wall. He's fighting his butts for this win.
And the weight only gets heavier.
Chase Elliott.
And just like the NBA or March Madness, the Rover will break the wheat. And only the bold will be dancing.
We live on, boys.
So here it is, the cut line, the chaos.
It's about heart,
Pride,
and refusing to back down.
Carolina proud.
We'll see who rises.
You're on fire, man.
Who's in when the checkered flag waves?
Oh, how awesome is that? A couple of good Tar Heel boys, NBA stars, and such a great idea of what goes on this and how popular this sport really is, and ties right into the NBA coming back on NBC in just a few weeks.
Yeah, our buddy Brad Daugherty certainly knows the pressure of the playoffs. So, DJ, it's been a very odd playoffs for Kyle Larson. As it sits now, is this a team that can win the championship?
You know, they showed those glimpses. He has 2 wins here. They keep showing us that they are the team that can be that. A little more today, and I'm going to be a believer that they can.
He's already in the round of 8, but for momentum, how important is a solid day for Ryan Blaney this afternoon here at the Roval?
You know, you always want things to go right. You don't want to have an off week, but if they don't have a great day today, it's not going to be anything catastrophic because they have 3 great tracks coming up for them and then a 4th for the championship.
I want to talk to you about 2 drivers you took out, Ross Chastain being one, but is there a potential path for that one car into the round of 8?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he has a great starting spot, stay up there inside the top 10 all day, gather points, and then you never know what can happen at the end.
And the defending champ surprised me. You have him out. Why?
Yeah, no, that's just simply because I think Tyler Reddick is strong enough to win, and it could knock Joey Logano right out.
Let's get the playoff field cut from 12 to 8. Time to get the engines fired here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And now, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome founder and executive director of Present Age Ministries, Hannah Airwood.
Drivers, start your engines!
Why don't you double check, make sure everything's good.
Viewers, I am standing down looking at turn 7, the slowest corner in the NASCAR Cup Series. The min speed, roughly around 30 miles per hour. But just because it lacks speed, don't think it lacks action. The preferred groove here is to swing out wide, then wrap your car down the inside and get the best exit you can. But that leaves you vulnerable to other drivers firing it down the inside. And when they do that, more often than not, it equals contact. For these playoff drivers, that means you can put together the perfect day. Come down to this corner, have contact, get spun, and it's all erased. We will see who navigates it best when we get going back here at the Roval.
Well, Jack's with me up here as well in the booth. Jack, welcome to you. We're getting all set for an interesting race. What are your thoughts coming into the Roval today?
Well, SVG for once was actually beaten in qualifying at a road course. Tyler Reddick on the pole today, which is pretty impressive. He's one of those drivers who would benefit a lot here from a win at a Roval. And not only that, he has, I think, 3 previous road course victories in the Cup Series. Definitely a driver to watch today.
Closing in with it as well. What do you think then? Who's going to get bumped? Who's your prediction to be bumped out of this one?
I'm going to go with Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Joey Logano.
Good
Ross
call.
Chastain. And... ooh, this is difficult. They're the 3 I'm pretty certain of.
Being
Hold on,
out.
who's in the playoffs? Hold on, I need to check. I've been spent so much time covering late models and like all that sort of stuff. I completely forget who's in the playoffs. I'm not a big fan of the playoffs, though. Also, speaking of playoffs, in the truck race on Friday, if we are going off of full season points, Heim locked up the championship on Friday, on full season.
Jolly
That's kind
good.
of an insane
Yeah. It was quite exciting, wasn't it, coming through it?
You know I'm a Brent Cruz fan, and you know how gutted I was after that race. His win's coming though. Hold on, who else is there? I'll go with Austin Cindric. I think 2 of the penalties will go.
Okay, let's send it back downstairs then to the USA team and get on NBC, I believe we might be on here, as we get ready for all of the action. All set to go here then at the Roval, the Bank of America Roval 400. Let's check in with our NBC colleagues.
With so many storylines to play through. And as the cars roll off, we welcome you to the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs here on USA from Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the Bank of America Roval 400 on a 79-degree day. Hi folks, Lee Diffie along with the mayor, Jeff Burton. Our teammate Steve Letard's making his way up from Countdown to Green. Jeff, for those viewers who may not have been in the pre-race show, seen the pre-race show, Tyler Reddick of 2311, driving with a lot on his mind, with his youngest child facing a significant health challenge in hospital at the moment. You guys, you and Steve always talk about when it's time to deliver, you got to stand up and deliver. And Tyler Reddick did that yesterday, beating Shane Van Gisbergen to the pole position. He needs a win today. He's put himself in the best possible position.
He has, and once you get in that race car, you focus. And one of the things that Tyler has Reddick going for him is he's won 3 times on road courses. On top of that, you think about his 2 Xfinity championships. They were in must-step-up moments, and he was able to do that. So he's been here and done that. He can shut all that off. And if he can get through this race and win it, the next round sets up really, really well for him.
So today, 4 drivers, their title hopes are over. And it's all going to play out here on the Roval, which is known for breeding chaos.
Well, this race is going to be exceptionally challenging. The grip level is so low. It's amazing how low it is. And in all the years I've been around this sport, I have never seen such a dramatic loss of speed as the tires wear. With this much on the line, it is going to be a huge test for every driver.
Let's get somebody on the radio today who has won the prize to speak to Jeff Burton. Let's find out.
Christopher Bell, guys up in the booth, you got us?
Yes, sir.
All right, you've had a really good year. Now here we are at the Roval. This place is such a challenge. Tell us why it's so hard.
Yeah, this year we got a little bit of a new challenge as well with the high tire deg that we've had this weekend. So I think this race is probably going to play out a lot different than the road course races that we've seen here and most of this year. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
We talk about a lot of tire fall off. How about when the car takes off on new tires? How does it feel?
It feels like you have 15 laps on the old tires. I mean, just the overall grip level is significantly down compared to what we've had here in years past. So lots and lots of sliding around, lots of taking care of the tires, and I'm sure a lot different strategy this race.
Christopher, thank you for taking time. Good luck today.
Christopher Bell, very accomplished road racer, so we'll see how he performs today. It's a fellow Toyota driver who is on the front row as we check out today's starting grid, brought to you by Bank of America. Tyler Reddick doing what he needs to do alongside the road course specialist, SVG Shane Van Gisbergen. We move it back, second row, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson, the 2-time winner here at the Roval. Back to the third row, Chris Bush and Michael McDowell. It's an all non-playoff driver row. It's different on the fourth row. The man we just spoke to, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe, who's in a little bit of a pressure cooker situation today, points-wise. The Dinger, a Roval winner, AJ Allmendinger on row 5 with Ross Chastain. back to row 6, all playoff driver, with Brian Blaney and Bubba Wallace up against it today. And the 7th row features William Byron and Denny Hamlin as we check in with Parker Kligerman.
Right, Lee, and for William Byron, who's a Charlotte native, he comes in this hometown elimination race, plus 40 above the cut line, which is a comfortable position, but he desperately wants to win in front of his hometown crowd. He's been so close here before in the Coke 600 and in this race, finishing top 5 the last 2 years. The strategy in terms of points is pretty simple for this team. Go on full offense in these first 2 stages, then assess how they have to race in stage 3.
Continue with the grid back in row 8. Last week's winner, Chase Elliott, 7 times he has won at the road courses, 2 here at the Roval. Back in row 9, the first driver currently above the cut line, Joey Logano, only 13 points to the good. He'll start next to Cole Custer. Back in row 10, Austin Cindric, a driver that must win. 48 points below coming in. He runs very well at the road courses. Can magic happen for Cindric today? Back in row 11, Justin Haley and Brad Keselowski, a champ back in 2012. Row 12, we have Riley Herbst, who took that crazy ride last week with Zane Smith, who went tumbling down the banking. Back in row 13, we have Alex Bowman and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Row 14, Carson Hocevar and Kyle Busch, the 40-year-old out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And back in row 15, Ryan Preece will start next to Noah Gragson. Marty Snyder.
Steve, the #1 topic in practice yesterday were tires and how quickly they were wearing out for these Cup Series teams. So Joey Logano is going to approach this Roval race a little bit different, almost like it's a Richmond race, a very high-wear racetrack when it comes to the tires. He's going to be trying to taking care of the tires early in the run. But one interesting point, Lee, is that it's much cooler than it was in practice yesterday. I just asked Paul Wolf seconds ago, do you think the cooler temps will play a factor today? He said, I honestly do not. I think we're going to see that same high tire wear here this afternoon.
That's a good point, mate. A lot more clouds coming today for sure. Let's finish off the Bank of America starting grid, the 16th row. Todd Gilliland and Cody Ware in just his 2nd Roval start. Row 17 features Josh Berry and Josh Balicki in the 66. John Hunter Nemechek and Austin Dillon are on row 18, and it's going to be Eric Jones who starts in the 37th position. So that's where all your favorite drivers will line up here today as we check in with Kim Coon. Kim?
Well, Div, Chase Briscoe is plus 21 to the cut line, and crew chief James Small said it's a big relief not to be in a must-win situation. However, there is still a ton of stress today at a place where anything can happen. But he told me there's one thing that'll make their jobs easier. The fact that they really just have to focus on what the 22 of Logano does. Staying ahead of him all day will guarantee them a transfer regardless of who wins today's race.
So much conversation about the Roval because it's so interesting and so chaotic. So let's have a closer look with the Bank of America Track Max. Steve, take us around.
Turns 1 through 7 are basically all the infield. The big focus is at hairpin at turn 7. And then the bankings 8, 9 to the backstretch chicane in turn 10. And then the front stretch chicane is 15, 16, and 17. A combination of 2nd and 3rd gear corners on the slow infield. High speeds north of 150 miles an hour on the banking.
Kim, tell us more.
Yeah, there are a handful of non-playoff drivers who could be in the mix today, including Michael McDowell. The driver of the 71 had a solid practice yesterday, saying the car was very close despite that lack of grip that everybody was suffering. I had a good chat this morning with crew chief Travis Peterson, who told me the Roval is a track that fits the type of things that Michael is good at. Now, what is that? It's being really tidy with how he attacks the track and managing tires. They said this could be an absolute opportunity race for them today, Parker.
And it's definitely an opportunity for another non-playoff driver in Ty Gibbs, who qualified 3rd here today. And I go back to Sonoma in the summer. I talked to this race team as they were going into that race, and Ty had started studying SVG and the things he saw SVG do around the racetrack. As they went into Sonoma, he started to put some of those into practice, and they saw some of the fruits of those labors. As we headed here into the Charlotte Roval, he's been great at the road courses in his short cup career and great in the Xfinity Series as well. And it's definitely those things that he started to learn, that he saw from SVG, that he's put into practice and could be a threat here to get that first win, Marty.
So, Parker, how will the non-playoff drivers race the playoff drivers? I asked Shane Van Gisbergen that question earlier this weekend, and he said, actually, I have a lot of experience with that. Remember, he was in the playoffs in the last cut race at Bristol and all night long fighting to keep his playoff playoff hopes alive. And he said it seemed like every time I got spun in that race, it was a non-playoff driver that did it to me. And I left Bristol mad. And I know recently how that experience made me feel. So I'm going to give them some grace to playoff drivers. I'm going to fight for what I need to fight for. And he's clearly the car to beat here this afternoon. But he said, I'm going to take it easy around the playoff drivers as much as I can, but still fight for the win.
Jack, there's a lot to play for tonight. I feel this is going to be a really interesting start to the race and a really interesting run towards the first couple of corners. What are you expecting as this race gets started tonight?
Something that I noted is that Michael McDowell said there might be a tyre wear problem, so maybe that's something to keep an eye on for the road course race. I don't think we've really ever seen tyre wear on road courses. Anyway, one final stat for you all today. Shane Van Gisbergen could become the first driver to win 5 road courses in a row since Jeff Gordon. He could also become the first driver in history to take his first 5 wins on road courses.
Time to get this one started then here at the Roval. We'll go back to the full screen as we will come into it. Let's see what we're going to happen here today. The tension is rising. Bit of weather in the area, but that's okay. We can race in that with it being a Roval. We have the wet tyre available. I'll come through the chicane at the last 2 corner. Over on the backstretch. Tyler Reddick took the position away. What are we going to have as the green flag will fall? And the Bank of America Roval 400 is green. Reddick gets a good getaway round the outside into turn number 1. SVG on the inside will settle into second position. Ty Gibbs third. Over the bank we go and drop down once more. It was the 19 of the battle. That's Chase Briscoe getting ahead of Christopher Bell, who's dropped down. And already the 8's gone around Jack at the back of the field. That was less than 30 seconds already. And Bush is already around.
Kyle Busch fans, I am so sorry for you this year. This race, we didn't even get through the first corner. But one thing I am happy about is we didn't have a too hard through one moment.
Oh, I think Bush is done for the day. His front right tyre is looking a little bit skew-whiff as well as it's smoking. I think he's bent the steering column as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. It's him out of the race so far. They come out then of the last couple on the back stretch as they come in. Hopefully we'll have our driver tracker back shortly as they come over through the Choosel. Tyler Reddick leading from Shane Van Gisbergen, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher, Michael McDowell in 6th. You can see all of the playoff 12 are currently located in the top 24. Top 19 with Austin Cindric being the last one over that line as they come into it. So far, so good as they come in for the opening lap. You can see the clouds above. Let's take a replay there, Jack, and see what happened down further back.
I have no idea. It looks like he just locked up and hit the wall. I don't know if he had some contact from someone else. Let's have a look. The contact is from... it had a 7 on it, that's all I know. I don't know if that was the only number. I'm going to make a guess and say Michael McDowell, but I'm not 100% sure.
So through we go. This is now lap 2 of 45. We completed the opening lap of the stage. You can see on your timing monitors. Reddick from Van Gisbergen. Larson now running in 3rd position, so they'll continue to try and hold it together. A little bit of a picture break-up as they fly through.
Okay, I've had it confirmed. It's Carson Hosevar who made contact with Kyle.
Why am I not surprised that Hosevar's involved? As look at the 17.
Why am I?
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised? Even as a Hosevar fan, I'm not surprised.
Carson's been up and down, hasn't he, the last couple of races?
Did you see he got fined, by the way?
Did he really? Yeah.
Got 50k fine for safety violations, spinning the tyres a little bit near the crew.
That does not surprise me after the last couple of races he's been having.
And he immediately on his next Twitch stream put a 50k donation goal.
I did see that actually.
Him.
I didn't put the
I can't hate
together.
him, I'm sorry, he's too funny.
Kyle Busch is down pit road already. Let's go down, he's behind the wall already. So car 8 is behind the wall and we're not even 2 laps in to the Bank of America Roval 400. So we keep on chugging along. I'm surprised SVG hasn't got the better start that I was expecting. Look at the playoff cut-off at the moment. Logano minus 29, Chastain minus 30, Wallace minus 46, Cindric minus 45. The top 12 at the moment, already advanced, is Elliott and Blaney. Reddick is the leader of that group. Larson is plus 74, Bell plus 49, Hamlin plus 40, Byron plus 34, and Briscoe plus 29. But for Logano, Jack, it's a win it or he's out. Last year's champion, as you say, doesn't do well in odd-numbered years, and SVG's having a little look on the inside of Ty Reddick. And Reddick, who had him on beat in qualifying pace, SVG now in the race, it's sort of, he's great on the road part, but not so great on the oval part.
Yeah. One thing I will also add about Logano is that he went out at this race last year, technically, and then he got back in because the guy ahead of him, Alex Bowman, was disqualified after his car was found to be underweight. So, at the end of the day, one thing you've got to remember is do not leave before pre-race inspection. Sorry, not pre-race, post-race inspection. There's a little bit of contact. That's from Nemechek on Burton, and that puts them both into the runoff area.
With Josh Berry.
Burton and Cody Ware. Oh, Berry, my bad. I went back to 2024 there.
So, over the top of the hill.
Not used to the 21 driving that quick.
He's now dropped down to 35th position, so he's lost out on a lot of time, unfortunately, at the back of the field as this continues on here. About 106 to go. As they will continue to close in. The racing action is providing us with an interesting gambit this morning as to what we could see difference. Oh, look at that, so close down the back. Don't worry, they're not jumping over mid-air, and if there's a bridge on the circuit on the driver track, I just haven't updated the map. But I think SVG's got an opportunity here to get ahead of Reddick, and if SVG leads, we are going to, I think, aren't we, Jack, he's just going to take off into the distance like he did at Chicago.
Yeah. At the end of the day, SVG is like, oh, here he goes. He's going around the outside.
This is a break one. He's on the oval at 3 and 4 section of the circuit. SVG's on the high line, but this is where Reddick can have the advantage. He knows how to race on this part of the circuit. SVG's desperate to get into the braking zone. He's on the inside line, coming into turn 16 and 17, the last two corners on the track. Reddick gives him room, but SVG has taken the lead of the race, and it's only taken 4 laps. Over the line, lap 5.
Superb move there from the Kiwi. Absolutely superb move. Just using that banking to just get the momentum, get the high line around Tyler Reddick. And I think it's all started from this mistake here from Reddick, where he hit the, I don't know what they call them in America, but I'm going to call it a sausage curve here. And he bounces, and that means that SVG is going to get a little bit of a better getaway here. Oh yeah, no, he's too fast into the corner, has to brake. And that allows SVG to get a much better exit there. Anybody who is new to these broadcasts, road course races are my favourites. I absolutely love them. You got cars, realistically, that should be nowhere near a road course racing on these things, with the aerodynamic properties of a brick.
SVG down, yeah, they are. This gen race car for Rovals is not exactly brilliant, so we're not expecting miracles today, but we'll still see what can happen as they come through. Down the gears.
Reddick's being told to follow SVG.
Learn from the best.
Can learn from him.
Yeah. That's exactly the thing I would do. Stay behind and learn from the best, because you don't know what's going to happen next. Rod says it's racing, guys. Jojo says hello, race fans. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to Robert as well. Kazuki says hello. Nicholas says I got Tyler Reddick winning the race today for his son, Rookie.
I like you immediately.
Reddick might win this one, but the first break of the day coming up. So 5 laps in. We're 8 minutes complete for the Bank of America Roval 400. 104 laps to go here for the Cup Series, and SVG's leading.
Did I just notice in that advert that SVG was holding a Red Bull while Chastain was holding a Busch Light, which is coincidentally the 2 drinks they're sponsored by.
I think you're right. That's quite comical.
That's nice. It's like how all the NASCAR drivers who are sponsored by Coca-Cola have to drink a Coca-Cola sip before the interview. I always notice it.
Are you not looking? Are you looking forward to the leaving of the Xfinity internet meme joke that's been coming out?
No, I thought it was quite funny actually. It was quite funny, I thought. I always thought the Xfinity internet thing's incredibly funny because we would all be, me and my mates will always be in like a voice chat with each other and just be like, "Is he gonna say it? Yes, he said it."
Take a drink. Into the braking zone then, over the last couple of corners. SVG leading again.
He's gone.
He's taken off. Stage 1 belongs to him.
Gone.
Yeah. Blaney's got ahead of Wallace. Suarez gets ahead of Elliott and Byron. So he's moved up to 13th place then. 2 places on that last time by. Joey Logano is now the last driver in the playoff standings because he's down in 19th place. I don't want to say I'm worried, but I'm worried. Is that fair?
Yeah. SVG, by the way, in 3 laps has already got a 1.6 second lead on Reddit.
Wow.
I don't know if that's tyre wear or if that, like, just SVG being SVG.
It's
and then,
SVG
at the end of the day, these Aussie supercars drivers, they do long races. Like, they have the sprint for the most part. They do some really long races, like the Bathurst 1000. Like, the Bathurst 1000 is a longer race, I think, in terms of distance than any NASCAR race. But he's going to know his tyre wear.
It's a long old cusp, that one, as our audio levels are finally returned to normal. Apologies for that. We'll hopefully keep that open just in case we need to fix it throughout the stream. But our audio is back. Thanks for staying with us throughout that little issue. As the racing action continues on here on lap 7, there's 102 laps to go. So SVG 2 seconds ahead. You're back with us on USA. As we take a look to all the action at the front, SVG, Reddick, Larson, Gibbs, Busher, 1 to 5 as things stand. There's still a lot of traction to gain in this race. It's only lap 7. A few raindrops on the camera lens here, but this is the Roval after all. Road course racing goes into it. Tom said, evening JB and Jack, evening Tom. Hopefully you're having a pizza, mate, after a cracking work at Biggin Hill. As you see the 54 running slightly up high the circuit. Busher just behind. This is over 4th position. Gibbs in 4th, Busher in 5th. Michael McDowell just behind them as well. Seeing if there'll be a little mentality to jump back in. Riding with and hearing the engine noise change up. So far so good, I feel, in this one. There's not been that much of a, ooh, this is going to go wrong mentality. It's all so far good.
Reddick.
Reddick's trying
not
to...
Reddick, Gibbs.
Yeah, Reddick's in front. He's just defending hard. He's trying to attack Larson. Larson's taken 2nd position, though. So Larson slips back up the inside, takes 2nd away from Reddick. And now Gibbs under the attack as well. It's all happening further back as well, actually. Josh Belinky and Josh Berry battling with each other over 34th and 35th position. They're the last 2 on the calendar. Because then we've got...
Licky's doing triple duty, by the way.
Yeah.
He ran the truck race and the Xfinity race so far this weekend. Finished, I think, 6th and 23rd.
In all honesty, credit where credit's due. He's had a tough weekend doing all these. Reagan says, hello, greetings for our race fans of all ages from the Middle West States in the beanfields, cornfields, wheatfield state. Let's go, Reddick.
3 and 4.
Pit road.
So, Steve, would you be reminding your driver on the 2nd lap of the race, hey, make sure you're taking care of your tires. That's how critical it is today.
2nd lap, 2nd corner, every lap, I would be reminding my drivers. The strategy today is very simple. You are running a 1985 race at Darlington. Every time you slide a tire, the good is gone. It doesn't come back. I love it. It's very throwback. It's very old school. We've seen this sometimes like at Sonoma, Jeff, but I don't remember this at other road courses as now we see, I believe that's Cindric, who has missed the backstretch chicane, comes to a stop.
Yep, that's what you have to do. Cindric's run wide, so you have to come to a full stop. You can't just cut across it, and that's going to really cost him for Austin. 17th drops down the order now, presumably to around about 23rd and 4th, 25th position. He's lost out a handful underneath the pit stop cycle that is coming up later, and gain it back as they come through the 16-17 chicane. Let's have a look at what happened. So Christopher Bell we're looking at right now. He's on the attack, looks to the inside of the 19, and the brake he's on at 16-17, slips on the inside, and Bell's taking 8th position away from Briscoe in 9th. And back on the inside line, AJ Allmendinger taking 2 into 1 into the first corner. And Bell trying to hold it round the outside. It didn't work off. Allmendinger's ahead, Jack.
He is one of the best drivers at this track, and there, big lock up there for Reddick. And I imagine that is how Kyle Larson got past into second place. Don't take care of your tyres, man. Here's Justin Haley giving a little bit of a friendly nudge to Austin Cindric that sends him around. Yeah, no comment on that.
So there is the 2 of Austin Cindric down in 23rd position. Haley's in 24th at the moment. Quick playoff check-in. Larson running 2nd, Reddick 3rd, Bell 8th, Chastain 9th, Briscoe 10th, Blaney is 11th, Elliott's 12th, Bubba Wallace 13th, but we've got pit road drama. There's Bubba Wallace coming down pit road. Let's head down in.
5 laps on fuel, so this isn't a fuel decision. This is just simply a math equation. Part of it decision to run faster on new tires, even with a pit stop.
Right, it's just simply the start of this, when this window sort of opens, when you talk to most teams, is going on to pit road after lap 10 or about lap 10 through lap 15. If you want to split these stages, it's going to be 4 Goodyear tires for Daniel Suarez and have the extra grip of those tires.
So one thing interesting about the Roval is just the way the pit road cuts off the front stretch chicane and turn 1. You just don't lose a lot of time. You lose about 25 seconds to come change 4 tires. So if your tires can go 4 or 5 seconds faster, you can easily make up more time. Now we see the first playoff car hit pit road, the 2 of Cindric, Marty.
He went from 17th to 36th for Austin Cindric after that backstretch chicane, and another problem for Cindric. There you see it again. That's why he kind of fell further back through the field. They're putting on scuffs here, Steve, not sticker tires for Austin Cindric. A little bit fresher tires, but not as good as sticker tires.
Well, they only have basically 6 sets of stickers in their qualifiers in their pits. So if you know you're going to use every tire available, you might as well go ahead and just burn your qualifiers up, because here's Cindric back on the racetrack all by himself. He's about 25, 30 seconds in front of the leaders, about 30 seconds behind anybody else he's racing. He's kind of a little bit of no man's land. Pit road going to be very busy here.
Yep, pit road's coming in and everybody's diving in. Let's head down.
You see Blaney, you're on board with Briscoe, who'll turn left, stop in service of his crew, Kim.
Yeah, Briscoe just complaining super loose on the big track, so just that kind of balance of getting it right in the infield portion with the oval portion is giving him a little trouble. As we look at Chase Elliott, bottom right, finishing up that pit stop. He's one of the drivers I haven't heard major complaints. He said it's respectable right now, Marty.
Jim, when I talked to Jonathan Hassler, the crew chief for Ryan Blaney this morning, he said, one thing I can tell you, I'm glad we have advanced. We don't have to worry about the chaos today. Blaney said, actually, I feel like we're pretty good through the slow parts of the corner, kind of hung around the back half of the top 10, and a 3-way drag race there off pit road, Lee, as they head back out on the track.
Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott. The drivers and crew chiefs will tell you they set the cars up more for the infield than the oval. The oval's not a big deal, but Kim brought up that point from the Briscoe set about getting loose in the oval part. Watch Kyle Larson earlier through NASCAR turn 4. The tail end of these cars are getting very loose, and it is a lot in the driver's hands. Up over the blind crest, through turn 6, here they're coming up to...
And the beauty here is here, Jack, as well, with them having to do the pit stops under green flag conditions at a road course, they will get overtaken. There is going to be the undercut and overcut that we see at a normal racetrack.
Well, this is still going to be an interesting race for second, I think. I don't think the pit strategy will affect SVG too much. I think he's easily already going to be able to... And we got loads of cars pitting, jeez.
Yeah, you see that Busch Light onboard from Ross Chastain early in the run, tight rolling all the corners compared to yesterday. Then the areas in turn 5 and 6, he was slipping the rears. At the end of this run, Parker, he said all 4 tires feel like balloons, just way overinflated.
Chris Rebel had said something I hadn't heard many drivers saying, that he was actually tight inside that race car trying to get it to turn. They let him know late on the run that he was doing well in having pace and saving his rear tires. Also his teammate Denny Hamlin here on pit road right now. It's admittedly not the best on road courses, but maybe this chaos is an opportunity, Marty.
As he promised, Joey Logano towards the front end of pit road, took it very easy early in that run, lost a couple spots, was able to gain some track position. Terrific look from the Hunt Brothers onboard pizza camera. Joey Logano heading back out on the track like everybody else, just saying absolutely no grip out here at the Roval.
13 laps left to go in this opening stage.
I think what's interesting right now, Steve, is how hard do you run these tires? Typically, you put new tires on, you just go run as fast as you can. Just don't worry about tire wear. But today, are you better off saving a little bit, not going out and laying a real fast lap time down, so over the course of the run, the average speed is better?
Yep, we're halfway through stage 1, Jack, and so far the pit stop's having to come in. Tyler Reddick's done a 86.738. He's got that fastest lap time so far, but he is closing in a little bit as well. But Larson attacking SVG could be an option. It's just all to play for.
I think SVG just gained almost a second on Larson. And there goes Suarez to the inside of Gregson.
And that's the first example of fresher tyres.
Yeah.
Suarez was the first to stop. Oh, SVG was very wide there at the exit of the chicane.
Probably just having some fun.
Yeah. Look, almost touched the grass. Larson shows us how it's properly done. But yeah, SVG was on the grass almost at the exit as he flies over the top of the mountain section.
I know it's early to be talking before the end of the race, but if SVG wins this, then at the first race at COTA, first road course of the year, I mean, he has a chance to equal Jeff Gordon's record for most consecutive road course victories.
What happened to Larson pit road?
How these teams put on, but one option you have is your qualifying scuff set, basically. I saw them take the stickers off the wall and they put up the tires from qualifying. Set here, possibly to utilize these at the end of the stage.
I like that.
Larson very slow coming at the back stretch here as well. He's still 4.5 seconds back, but yeah, didn't look 100% there, that one. So we've got to remember, it looks like an oval, but it is a road course switched in as we come in now. SVG boxing from the lead of the race. This is going to be critical. Larson is also coming in. Go back to the camera and head down pit road.
Speed advantage. This is when you're basically chewing your nails. You do not want to make a mistake and give up track position with a penalty. Parker.
And it's been really interesting listening to Kyle Larson's radio as Cliff Daniels has been giving him constant updates on how he compares to SVG and what SVG was even complaining about in terms of his rear tires, and telling him he's been doing a good job in keeping the rear tires on this car, Marty.
Just like Larson, SVG coming down pit road on the same lap, also going to go with scuff tires as well. A little bit longer on the left rear there. They debated on running this all the way until about lap 23, but SVG just said there's absolutely no rear grip left in the 88, so he heads back out on the track.
88 should easily be the first car to have pitted. There's the 5. He's going to be racing this 54 right here of Gibbs, who pitted a couple laps ago.
Yeah, so Gibbs coming out then just ahead, and then Larson would jump at the exit of the pit lane. So that's the advantage of what turn 1 can do for you for a good pit exit. It looks like you're ahead, but the swing in just put Larson at the advantage. So Jack, few tyres now coming in, few spots of rain in the air. Shouldn't do too much of a problem, but this is good. We do have lights here, of course, Ashar, but not on the Roval, which could provide interesting lighting. Oh, Gibbs goes very wide, almost running into the back of Larson coming out of the chicane.
I would love for rain to hit this track, I'm not going to lie. It would be very fun. I mean, we're not going to get the monsoon levels of rain we got in that one Xfinity race years ago.
Yeah.
Which I stand by that race will likely never happen again. But it'd be interesting to see rain on a road course.
We've got the wet tyres. Teams have 7 sets of slick tyres, plus their qualifying sets. And they've got 6 stickers and 1 scuffs in the pits. And 6 sets of wets, we've been told in areas. I wonder if those wet tyres are going to be the factor that might be needed today as they come into the 16-17 chicane. And over the control line once again. 10 to go in stage number 1. Everyone's on their pit stops, so we'll switch back to the full screen, giving you all the data possible here for tonight's action in what is a bizarre race, I think it is safe to say. But it's an exciting one, as the summary has been telling us as well. Chris Buescher is the leader at the moment, by the way. And he has led the last... I can't tell how many laps he's had coming through. Only 2 lead changes. This lap alone, lap 15. Reddick second, Wallace in third. SVG dropped down to 6th. So Logano trying the inside line on the 11. As lap traffic now coming in as the 5 gets through on the 38. Zane Smith for position with Brad Keselowski just ahead of him. Yeah, that is for position, right? Of course, used to seeing the 38 and Zane Smith that far out of the order.
You see the speed these new tyres have?
Hot knife through butter, isn't it, really?
He's overtaken like 3 people in 1 lap.
The blue dot is the leader of the race on the track. So if you take a look at the full screen, the blue dot is the 17, and that's your leader. So if it's blue, leads. Everyone else behind. I know, we're trying to get NASCAR to increase the size of the dots for next year so we can actually read them. It's not 100% perfect just yet, but at least we have some form of tracker, which is always good news. A lot of battling going on here then as we see the 12 swinging around the outside line. Once again, Ryan Blaney getting ahead of Michael McDowell. We've got 4 wide on an oval here. And the 19 and the 38 made contact with the 6, and Keselowski gets forced out. Allmendinger goes back through. Suarez just ahead of it. But it was all melee coming over the bridge. Down to the hairpin. 2 wide further back as well. Let's take another look at it with the boys.
Allmendinger. This was crazy.
You just have such a combination. The 6 right there, that blue and white car, he's yet to come to pit road. He knows this is a bad situation currently, but he's trying to save a set of tires. Then Briscoe says, I'll try 4 wide. The 38 is like, I don't want to be here, but I have to go through. And Brad Keselowski finally says, Uncle, I'm going to lift because I know I don't have the grip. Check this out on the onboard.
This is, look, Suarez to the outside. Bang. What do you make of that one, Jack? Because that was clever from Suarez to stick to the outside, and clever from the 19 as well to stick on the inside.
I don't know what to say. I thought there was going to be a monumental crash. Because I was just like, guys, 4 wide doesn't work at a road course. I mean, these guys were pretty happy about it.
The fan camp.
They're Zillich fans. I like them.
And the Hendrick cars as well there as well. But they're still live now as well on the international feed, as we now cut back to our leader, Chris Buescher, by 3 seconds to Tyler Reddick. I wonder how far he's going to try and go in this stage. Close it all up together. That's, again, they're so slow at the exit as well, Jack, of the chicane. It almost looks like they are caught into a hole. You expect them to go so much faster. I'll never get used to that on an oval. Pit road, Kim.
They're seeing other teams do. They don't think is really any faster, so they told them manage the tires as much as you can, because if we can run it out, it should put us in a really good spot with an extra set of tires. So I think they're intending to go through the end of the stage for the 17.
Cam, I'm going to call them half right. I love the idea of saving an extra set of tires. I think they're dead on. But I do think pitting is faster, because I think when traffic gets to them, Jeff, they're going to be pushed offline, and I think they're going to lose a lot of spots really, really quick. For sure, this 88's coming through. 45 of Reddick, also on old tires, so let's ride on board with the 45 instantly. Look how much better the fresher tires for the 88, really no defense.
There we go, the 88 swings through, Jack, and takes through, so SVG runs now in 2nd position. He's going to set after Chris Buescher. New tires are incredibly fast. So as Reddick continues to close in, he'll attack again. Larson is 8 seconds back, and that's the interval gap coming in. He's 2nd behind at the moment.
Listen in.
Listen to Reddick's right here.
A lot of guys are breaking this up. It's going to definitely up on tires, so we'll just stick to our plan right now.
So Billy Scott agrees with Scott Graves in saying, hey, I think this is going to put us at a tire advantage later. But you saw one problem, Steve. That's the fact that SVG was literally 4.5 seconds, now 5 seconds faster than Tyler Reddick. The other problem is when they line up to start stage 2, they're planning on flipping the stage here for the 45 team. When they line up to start stage 2, they'll have a couple laps on those tires with brand new stickers lining up behind them. That's the issue with the 45 strategy. We'll see how it plays out, but they are trying to save a set of tires for later as more cars go by Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, Larson and Gibbs go through the low line, and look at the speed that Christopher Bell's having. He's going to swing around the outside, coming into 16, and at the inside line into 17 as well. So through goes the 20 over the curbs. Quite dramatically, they go over the sausage curbs. 6 to go in the Bank of America Oval 400 first stage. 90 laps to go in total. 1 lap 20 of 109. 19 have been completed on the top of our board, as you can see on the monitors. And yeah, this race so far turning into quite an entertaining run. Just now holding that line again. We want to wait to see if there'll be a traction zone change. And look at already. That's been a lap, hasn't it, Jack? And he's going for it on the inside. Busher goes wide and lets the 88 go through. And SVG retakes the lead of the race. Are we really shocked there?
Not really. But I also say, why fight someone who is that... Look at the gap already. Why fight someone who's got that much of a tyre advantage on you?
The gap is already 1.7 seconds. That's insane. That's at turn 3 and 4 alone. Well, actually, into 2 and 3 on the exit. That's mad. 3 wide at the exit, onto the oval section. Bubba Wallace with Ryan Preece and the 41 as well of Cole Custer is over. What's Bubba Wallace doing there? Bubba was in 23rd position. Has he dropped back a little bit of placing that we haven't seen on the timing screen?
Not usually a great road racer, Bubba.
Yeah, he's dropped back.
For a win somewhere else.
Looks like Bubba's day might be done. And he could have had playoff last week if Hamlin didn't do what he did.
Then again, my view on that is Hamlin's going for the win.
Yeah, he said...
I don't necessarily, think he was wrong for doing what he did.
He said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he's 2311 team owner. Sunday, he's a Joe Gibbs racing driver. Oh, and what the hell? Reddick was wide out of nowhere, slipping through on the inside with the 19.
The Reddick's tyres are gone.
Yeah, dead. He's praying for this stage break. Larson's been attacking the 17 now for second. He's got so much more traction on the inside. So now Bush is sloppy. Larson's taken second. On board with Gibbs to try and have the attack back. He'll look on the inside down at the back stretch. Should be easily done. Bell will get through there as well. So Gibbs makes it through on Busher. I'm expecting Bell to do so shortly, Jack.
Sorry, I was just watching the onboard that I just saw on Twitter of Hocevar getting into Carbush. Yeah, it's fully on Hocevar. He enters the corner too quickly and hits into Bush.
So at least we put that one to bed because the NBC's replay were good, but we need a second opinion. This is on board with Bubba Wallace. He's now dropped down, as I said, into 21st position, so he's so far 11th in the playoff standing points as they run. That is quite alarming. As they swing back. Isn't that the leader? Busher. Busher is the leader of this race for a while. Now the 88's in the lead, so he's taken the blue dot on your timing screen. Welcome back to everyone watching us in America. 4 to go. Here in stage number 1 for the Bank of America Roval 400. They're still pushing on in bizarre manners, in wonderful atmospheres to come into it. What a day! What a run! See how slow they look as well. The exit. It's quite dramatic how they just sort of lunge out. But Bush up ahead. Still attack. Down the brakes massively. And, well, Chastain gets ahead of Busher. Nicely done there as well, I think, Jack.
Tyres are everything today, I think.
Side by side, there goes 17, nearly touched the apron actually, as Michael McDowell sends it around the outside. Pit road.
As long as with AJ Allmendinger, so these cars are all flipping the stage. So what they're doing is coming to get in their tires right now, and then they'll stay out at the end of the stage. So what's going to be interesting to see is how fast these cars run after their pit stop, Kim.
Yeah, and we kind of heard the radio of the 17 talk about the possibility of running it out. At one point, about 2 laps ago, they said, we hear your rear grip is going away. We will be ready if you need it. So they will flip this stage, Marty.
AJ Allmendinger also going to flip this stage along with Ryan Blaney getting some fresh Goodyear tires. Tyler Reddick also will come down pit road as well. He fell all the way back from 15th after starting on the pole today. Michael Jordan is here in the 45 pit box watching on. Reddick didn't really say a word about the handling of the race car. We'll see if this strategy pays off for those fresher tires that will be available to them later in the race, Kim.
And his teammate Bubba Wallace also taking the opportunity to pit. It's been a struggle this entire run. In fact, early in the run, he said, guys, I am already struggling. So just trying to hang on to that 23.
Boy, that was close. Sorry, Marty, go ahead.
I was going to say it's been a frustrating race for Austin Cindric. He's coming down pit road as well. There he hits his pit stall. He has been back in 36 for much of this race after missing the backstretch chicane a couple of times. 4 fresh Goodyear tires will certainly help here sitting before the end of stage 1.
Yeah, it's been a rough day. Been a rough start for the 2 from Team Penske, the Menards Ford.
Oh, we've lost TV pictures. Oh, what's? Of course not. That's the next thing we need is TV pictures failing up here in the comms booth as well. 86 coming into
dominant.
it.
Be able to ride around as much as everyone else trying to.
It's come back to us. Yeah, SVG dominant is a bit too much.
Nah.
He's 6 seconds ahead at the front. He'll come back in a second. Don't worry. As we come into it, here we go. Back now. Radio ready.
So, you know, I think this works if you can run really, really, really slow. But I don't know how well you can take care of your tires and still run lap time. I think they will, you know, cool off and refire better. But, you know, you see him not attacking, just kind of setting back. You heard take care of him again, right? They don't want him engaging because, remember, they're going to stay out in 2 more laps. So he's stuck on these tires. Reddick's like, but I can pass it. I want to pass it.
You may have noticed Reddick's exit from pit road. It was super close, Jeff, with Cole Custer.
It really was. Custer and they were side by side, and it is narrow on pit exit. The other thing that we started to learn about tire wear is also it happens under braking. You start to take some speed out of car as you're braking as far as wear on the tire. So you want to just roll speed, not use a lot of brake, not use a lot of throttle. Believe it or not, there's an art to saving tires, not just going slow, it's how do you go slow. This is the pit exit we talked about. It's a 90-degree corner. The wall on the outside, that was tight. Spotters did a great job right there.
Sure did. Final lap of this opening stage.
It's been a good stage so far. It's been dominated by Shane Van Gisbergen, though, I think, Jack. That's the safe thing you can say about it. It's been a weird day so far. Michael Jordan, watching it. Go on.
It's good to see MJ at the track. That's one thing I definitely say. He's not at the track as often as... he doesn't go to every race, but it's good to see MJ at the track for once. I think he's only been present for one of 2311's wins, if I recall, which I think was Talladega last year.
So, holding on again at the front. SVG, he's doing it again more times. We'll go back to the camera in a second. AJ looks hot today as well, says Craig. On board with SVG. And now also on board with the Busch Light car. Coming into the last 2. Stage 1's blown by in 40 minutes, but the winner is the same old, same old. Shane Van Gisbergen out of turn 17 takes the green checker flag and wins stage 1 of the Bank of America Roval 400. Larson will very much chase home with Gibbs in 3rd, Bell 4th, Chastain 5th, McDowell 6th, Briscoe 7th, Elliott 8th, Byron 9th, and it will be Ty Dillon in 10th. And once we get to the 10, the yellow will come out to signal the caution. And the end, there we go, yellow is out now. So we go into the stage break here for the Bank of America 400s. Good day so far. If your name is Shane Van Gisbergen, you are on top here at the Roval. Really annoying, Jack, really, because he's outside of playoff contention, but if this was in the first round, he would be through.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if he got through the first round and then he won this. Shane Van Gisbergen would have gone through to the round of 8. And then, you know, imagine if the championship finale was on a road course.
Oh.
One good. Now, people say that probably would happen, but realistically, I think it'll always stay on an oval.
I think you're right. It's got to stay on an oval. Otherwise, it'll just be wrong. Totally wrong. That's how they'll come into it. Yellows are out with the caution, as you can see on our monitors. So hopefully it's going to be an interesting run around. So keep an eye out on what is going to happen. So we'll come into it. Let's change again. It's been a wild, wild ride. It's a situation we'll continue on here to go through. So, what do you make of stage 1 then, as well, Jack?
Interesting. Tyre wears are much more of a factor, as I expected. Shane Van Gisbergen is still the road course GOAT. I know Reddick and Bush had dropped down. Maybe this is a tyre advantage, because they'd have an extra step. See what happens, to be honest. I'm interested to see how strategy plays out here.
Sweeping the track, as they always do. Making sure that everything's safe to run. It's already getting quite close and quite entertaining as the pace car leads the field around. Let's head back over to the
NASCAR USA is brought to you by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Toyota, let's go places. And by Progressive. Save when you bundle motorcycle, RV and boat insurance. Visit progressive.com. Bank of America building in Uptown Charlotte and Bank of America fan cam. Great to see so many people here enjoying this Sunday afternoon, just north of the Queen City, here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Need to tell you that Valvoline Global, Hendrick Motorsports and Blood Cancer United are teaming up to bring awareness to pediatric blood cancer on one of racing's biggest stages. In a unique collaboration with September's Blood Cancer Awareness Month, partners have unveiled a one-of-a-kind paint scheme on NASCAR Cup Series regular season champion William Byron's number 24 Valvoline Chevrolet. Enjoying VIP treatment today are the local children responsible for the inspiring artwork. Well done, kids, and a great cause.
A great cause, and near and dear to Mr. Hendrick's heart, a leukemia survivor himself. So I know he spoke about it some this week when they unveiled the paint scheme, but I know it's very important to the organization, to Valvoline, to everybody on board. It's a great cause. It's great to see. It's a good-looking car. I checked it out in the garage area. And doing what William Byron needs to do. Only 9th doesn't seem like much, but some points scored for the Valvoline team there, the 24 car, that Valvoline on board. I'll bring up real quick, I know it's been chaotic with green flag pit stops, but just keep this in mind with what we expect to see a wave of yellow flag pit stops here. Other than Mexico City, these are surprisingly the shortest pit boxes on the series. You don't think that, right? Big Charlotte Motor Speedway. You think pit road should be fine. Well, keep in mind they're very, very small, so these crew chiefs have got to be very clear with their drivers. Remember, Bell, race 1 at Darlington, pulling out, smashed the nose of his race car. So guys like Paul Wolf right here, they're going to have to be very clear with their intentions to get their drivers in and out of the pit box. How about Chase Briscoe, Kim?
Yeah, lots of drivers complaining about cars, including Chase Briscoe. Needs lateral grip, but he's got another complaint. Take a listen.
I don't know if we have, I definitely need a cold water with a hole in the top. And I don't know if you guys have anything like nausea medicine, something I can take.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound good for Chase Briscoe.
Hey, now listen, if it's nerves nausea, I'm okay with it. But if it's stomach bug nausea, then that's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I've been in that situation, and certainly it's worse under caution, right? Now you're like, oh no, what's wrong with me? Do I have a major problem here, right? You're thinking about it. Can you give me some medicine? Give me something to take. Just give him a placebo.
This is going to fix it.
There you go, good.
Got the doping test, let's not forget.
Pit road has been a topic of conversation, Kim Coon, during these playoffs. Let's see how they handle the pressure this time by.
Yeah, Ross Chastain said, I'm just so tight in 7. In fact, tight everywhere, but I do feel like I turned better than the last set of tires. So right now I also need more rear grip, so they did make an air pressure adjustment, Parker.
Same comments from Chris Bell, who finished 4th in stage 1, just said he's tight in that car, was losing the rear tires the last 3 laps. For Kyle Larson, he was asking the team if NASCAR was planning to sweep the marbles off the track, considering where he's going to restart, Marty.
Shane Van Gisbergen told his team it was better, but today is going to be all about taking care of the rears. Everybody's going to talk about that. That 88 team will lose a spot here on pit road, and Ross Chastain overshoots it, leaving pit road. What a fantastic stage 1 it was for that team, but how many spots will he lose right there?
It's going to be interesting to see how NASCAR scores that, because you're technically scored at the yellow line, which is the end of pit road. So right here, watch the 1 car. He's going to cross the yellow line right there.
And then
so we know he doesn't make the corner, locks up the tires, so I can see that A, he gets a spot back, or I can say B, he loses a spot because he didn't maintain pace car speed. We'll get NASCAR's ruling when we return.
How would you read that one, Jack? Because I'd say he should stay where he is and not get the position back because he made the error.
Yeah, I literally just got back. So, I was paying attention there.
So lap 3 of 25 behind the pace cup. So it'll be another 40 minutes or so coming in for stage 2. And then we'll run into it with stage 3 being the same length to come into it. And the action zone is still
go grab a drink. Very quick. My throat doesn't die during the race.
Probably the best idea.
Be right back. I'll be back before green flag, though, for sure.
So, 109 in total. So they head down the back straight. There's Ross Chastain. After that order, where's he now running in the board? Look on both pages, I'll come into it. He's down in 20th position at the moment. Chase Briscoe's the worst playoff driver. Running 31st overall. For inside the 19. As they come onto the backstretch. And yeah, the leader is still the 88. You can see they've still got cars ahead on pit road. That should be diving down this time by if it starts with the 16. They haven't come down. So that now would put AJ Allmendinger, I believe, to the net lead of the race. As we come to the restart, we'll keep an eye on how things go. So we ride on board with Chastain and the Busch Light car. I think he was drinking earlier on as well in the broadcast. That would have been doubly funny coming into it. But all's fair in NASCAR at the moment. Only 4 lead changes. The 88 has led 2 of those. And now the 16 takes control at the front for the first time today. And AJ Allmendinger leads a lap time. So back over to USA. Check in.
Hey fans, quick reminder, when in Las Vegas, stay where the races stay. That's at the South Point Hotel, Casino and Spa. The ultimate pit stop on the Las Vegas Strip. South Point, everything you want, all under the one roof. We've got everything we want here, all at the one racetrack. Plenty of action and plenty of things to talk about in this elimination race of the playoffs, especially this exit off pit road by Ross Chastain.
Major mistake by Ross Chastain. He was just carrying too much pace and could not turn. He ended up having to stop and watch all the cars go by him. So he wasn't involved in a wreck. He just simply made a mistake. Here he is stopped. All these cars go by him, and he is going to line up where he rolls back in.
Check
just
this
simply
out.
misses it. Just simply misses it.
He looks left, and then he's like, oh, I'm not going to make it left. So here's the ruling, right? He scored relative to the 71 right here. But then as soon as he doesn't maintain the speed of the rest of the field, when he goes straight and stops, all these cars that are passing him, in my mind, that is no different than shutting the car off under yellow and it's stalling and cars driving by you on the racetrack. You can lose position under yellow. I think that's different than if everyone stops because they have to let the field by. You see right here, here's the onboard. He turns the wheel, watch it go straight. It just isn't reacting.
Well, he turned too late. He just didn't get pointed quick enough. And look, you just talked about before the end of that stage, the points that he earned compared to Joey Logano. He would have come off pit road in 15th.
Yeah.
He is now 30th. Oh. And Joey Logano came off pit road in 18th. That is a major mistake.
We were just singing his praises before that round of stops. Let's check in with our Hall of Famer, Dale Jarrett. DJ, what did you make of that?
Yeah, well, we were going to talk about how great a job Ross Chastain did there, getting those points that he needed to close that gap with Joey Logano. Giving these spots back is going to be very difficult there. The other thing is, now we have a shorter stage. Steve, is anybody going to think about trying to run it any longer here?
That's a great question, DJ. Because of these yellows, we're going to restart with 21 to go. So the whole idea of saving a set of tires is 4 laps easier on this stage right here. Although I don't know if easy and tire life go together today. Those seem to be a pretty big challenge.
Well, they're going to come in to the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. It's going to be crucial. So important.
Yep, here we go then. Time to restart. It's going to be stage 2 of the Bank of America Roval 400. AJ Allmendinger, Chris Buescher, Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman and Tyler Reddick inside the top 6 as they come through into the chicane. The tight at 16, the loose at 17. We go green again here at the Roval, and it's a great restart from AJ Allmendinger. Ryan Blaney's gone around the outside, so he will defend from Buescher on that inside line to turn 1. Suarez on the 99 on the outside line, still trying to keep in. 45's battling with the 48. Bowman's dropped back and positions of Reddick's through into 5th as they come through. Shorter stage, of course, just 21 laps in this one. A little bit of smoke being built up. The 3 wide into the braking zone. On the inside goes SVG, and that's why he's a specialist on road courses from the supercars days in Australia. Larson's following him through. Wallace been sent out wide. Bell's in there too. So now they're all starting to slide out. Bell's going to make a bit of a dive bomb and makes a bit of a battle with Bubba Wallace. The 71 coming through on the inside. And now the 2's under pressure as well. And that's going to be a Constantino into the hairpin with 3 wide. And Cindric's backing up. Logano's backing up as well. They've all just about got through. Terrific restart. Crazy restart, and now the 41 on the low line, side by side with SVG, who's up high. That becomes the outside, and then the inside line on the chicane. Down the backstretch, SVG gets ahead. Now he's also attacking Bowman. There's the restart. Crazy and chaotic, and just as we like it here in NASCAR. Jack, what do you make of the start?
All I can say is SVG, how is he so fast? Has he not made up like, he's made up like 6 or 7 spots on 1 lap. That's ridiculous.
He's taken off, and that is fantastic.
Jeez.
A little bit pushing into
A lot
the
of
wall.
cars going 3 wide.
Into turn 1 as well. That's a tight corner. 42 on the inside is going to get pinched by the 35 on the inside and the 19 on the outside. One more now with Buescher, sorry, with Chastain, and he gets sent through. Chastain's going to get hit, hits the 19, the 21 hits the back of the 19, and that's not going to go well. You can't wreck. It's a road course. Everyone will pile in behind you. Unbelievable. They do still race like it's ovals, though, don't they, Jack? They've got no mentality. Look how wide they're getting in there. Logano's looking weak.
I mean, they're NASCAR drivers. They're about as aggressive as they can get. But the also point is that you say everyone's going to pile into you on a road course. Have you not seen what happens sometimes with short track roads?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worse there because there's less room on a short track. There's more room to avoid a wreck on a road course. And then again, do you know where there is no room though? Super speedways.
It always has. And I agree with that because I'm sitting up here and I don't have to call it. So the tougher it is, Diff, the better.
Well, look, and also that creates opportunity. The truth of the matter is the more difficult it becomes, someone's going to take advantage of it. It creates an opportunity to do something better when you have tires or whatever, a track that's challenging. The best rise to the top. Look at this battle right here, the 54 car, 23 above a wall. This little contact. Just a little nudge.
Here's Ross Chastain's view out the back of the 19.
There's a little contact between those guys a little bit ago. Chastain's got to do a really good job of just collecting himself.
Yeah.
Right? He made a mistake. And every race car driver makes mistakes. You're not going to recover from that mistake in a few laps.
Now, this is going to be a long run, isn't it, as well, Jack, as they come into it. Seeing a few moves going on down at the hairpin as we come on to the exit of 3 and 4. There's a few raindrops in the air, but it should be okay. But so far, SVG's already on the back, by the way, of Tyler Reddick, so he's going to make that move soon.
Yeah. SVG's probably going to get past Reddick.
Right now, my plan would be to flip the next stage.
Now, Phil had told me this morning they thought that could maybe run out the stage 2 with it being just a slight bit shorter. Now that could come into jeopardy, the strategy they had come into the race with. Steve, what do you make of what Phil told his driver?
Well, I love the idea of, hey, I'm not sticking to my plan as we see a huge...
Oh, and then round goes the 2, down to 16, backs off into the traffic.
That's Cindric, playoff driver.
And he's now down, and that's a 77 damaged as well with Hocevar, so there's your boy gone. Just a few errors coming in the outside, so into the braking zone. Hocevar locks up massively, comes in completely all hooked up, doesn't hit the 47, and just looks like he has to aim for the 2 just to try and get it stopped. He uses him as a brake marker, and Cindric goes down to the back.
Jimmy Johnson, 2018, is that you?
Seems similar, doesn't it?
Goodness me. Hocevar just could not get that thing stopped, and he wiped out a playoff driver who's already having a nightmarish day. Cindric, he's been off track. He got spun by Haley. He's now been spun by Haley's teammate. Only McDowell left to complete the trio.
Let's check in what they think at USA.
Has gone the way of Austin Cindric today. One thing after another for the driver who came in 12th and last in the playoff standings, needed a magical weekend, and unfortunately for the driver of the 2, it has been anything but, and not always his fault either.
And we're on board with the 1 when that all happened. Can you imagine that? This is on board with the 2. He's hearing that somebody's coming, but he has to make the corner. Bang! And just like that, blindsided, nothing the 2 could do. You said it, Jeff. Nothing's gone right for the 2. Back to the conversation, the 1 at Chastain. What I was going to say is up the road, as you get through this smoke and your heart starts to settle, you know, the 22, Joey Logano, your target of the day, is only 4 cars up the road, Jeff. So I think you could try to do something to watch this on board with Hocevar. I mean, you know, all I was thinking, surely not Ricky Stenhouse again. I mean, Hocevar Stenhouse has had a lot of run-ins this year, and here's a 77. You mentioned the damage, flat tires on the front of this car.
Yeah, it drug him so far that it flat spotted him and actually flattened him. You showed the 2 car. He has damage. I'm sure Cindric, he is not in a good mood. He has just had a horrible day. On a day where they had to...
I think this is going to really affect him, Jack, isn't it?
I think he'll be out of the race. He's broken a toe link, apparently.
Oh. And Hocevar's absolutely done with it as well.
Yeah. Arson, I think the damage is repairable, but bro, just park it.
Marty.
penalties in the
White
backstretch where they've had
out.
to stop in the chicane, a full stop. Austin did tell Brian Wilson it's a clean break of the right rear toe link. They're going to pit now to service that toe link, then go around the track, come back down pit road for fresh tires. But you can see the leaders flashing by Austin Cindric right now as he sits in 35th with the playoff hopes dashed here at the Roval.
Yeah, came in at 48 below, Diff, so it was a win or nothing. No chance of winning for the 2-car.
Celsius Chevrolet for Corlick Racing. AJ Allmendinger leads the way. It's over for Austin Cindric. There's still hopes for Tyler Reddick. It's looking tough for Bubba Wallace. Ross Chastain, can he recover? Logano is above the cut line at the moment. The ill-feeling Chase Briscoe. And for these guys, the story's looking a whole lot better. They're focusing forward to the round of 8.
So the action's still brewing if you're watching us in USA. Lap 10 of 25 of stage 2. It will be slightly quicker. We probably will need as well the green flag pit stops, but little by little later on as we to come into it. Allmendinger leading, Blaney second, Buscher third, Suarez fourth, Reddick fifth, Van Gisbergen in sixth, Larson seventh, Bell 8th. What on earth's happening with the trackside audio from America? And that's Cindric going behind the wall. Really loud from USA there. As they turn up their faders to maximum. Cindric's behind the wall now. Kyle Busch has returned. He's 9 laps down from the order. And that is already the 10 looking a little bit out of shape. The 7 goes through on the inside line. Again,
No link's fine, apparently, according to the pit crew. Cindric.
Should be okay then.
Control arms that have been.
Oh, that's going to be a long repair then. I wonder who's going behind the wall. So Ty Dillon passed by Justin Haley. Haley goes up into 18th position. There's a car still on the inside. I believe that would be Kyle Busch getting out of the way of everybody. From my computer angles up here in the commentary box. Yes, it is. Logano, surprising me actually, in this one as well, Jack. 17th place at the moment behind Bubba Wallace, but Logano at the moment only 8. Oh, and there goes the 60. Ryan Puig trying to go on the outside of the 41. There's a little bit of contact. Cole Custer in that too, and the 60 goes up high towards the banking.
Yeah, to build the momentum, and there he goes. Yeah, Custer got into the back of Gibbs, and if anything, it actually held him up.
Wonderful action so far as the 41 comes into this one. So, dropping back since the start. Cindric's lost 17, Briscoe minus 15, Chastain minus 11, same as Gibbs, Hocevar minus 10. That's in terms of positions of how much they've dropped since the start of stage 2 came up on the board, and it was quite a lot to be dramatic about it in the first place as well. Through the 16 and 17 chicane. I've seen that a lot today thanks to Formula 1 as well, also having a similar chicane at Singapore.
Probably stuck him at that point.
Oh, it's stuck in my brain, I think.
Reddick apparently has the fastest lap. That might be simple. AJ's leading though at a place all too familiar to him.
The Bank of America Roval 400 Charlotte Motor Speedway. The fans are in attendance and they are loving every second of it. Yeah, and AJ Allmendinger is leading this race at the moment. Jack, he said just before we came back on America, a place all too familiar to him from his Xfinity days as well.
Yeah, I think AJ until 2024 had won at the Roval in every single series that he'd competed full time in that year. That is I think it was like from 2019 to 2023. He won one race at the Roval every single year. That is just an insane stat to me.
I've got a question for you about Connor Zilic as well, about how's he going to perform in the Cup Series next year on the road courses and the Rovals as well. Are we going to see him battling with SVG, or is he going to take time to adjust?
Surely a contender for the win on the road course.
Yeah.
Maybe even the Oval. Zilic is pretty good, man. All I can say. He's pretty good.
Saw how good he was as well. It's come through. So, again, we saw what it was like with complete and utter dominance at Watkins Glen. The only mistake he made was when he got out of the car, which is still the most serious moment, I think, of the season so far. As we ride on board with Joey Logano, he's in 16th position as we watch the battle for the lead. It's a three-way fight in the front as Allmendinger, Blaney and Buscher are controlling the run. This is stage 2. For Arthur watching on the YouTube chat, this is stage 2. It's lap 13 of 25 for the second stage. So we are holding it through as Logano down to the brakes. Still battling. There's a move going on ahead. I think that's, looking at it, Bubba Wallace trying to have an attack on Cole Custer as well. Trying to find some places after the hairpin. I think, Jack, we're going to be in for a smooth stage 2, but all-out war will probably happen in stage 3. Am I wrong?
We'll see. It's a longer stage, so...
Ooh, the trials in the pits. Blaney's boxing.
Everyone that hit it in the middle of stage 1, and like that call, is going to do the same thing again. So you see right there,
all coming in.
Chase Elliott. That's Bubba Wallace in the white car, Custer, Logano. So there you go. If you're Chastain, Logano has made this decision. Maybe you could go to the opposite strategy, Kim.
Chase Elliott bottom right again. No major complaints again. Would like some more grip, so no big adjustments for Chase. 4 fresh tires, Sunoco fuel, Marty.
Give an interesting move here for Ryan Blaney, and also at the very front of pit road, Tyler Reddick. These were teams that went to the flip point in stage 1, just 3 laps before the end of that stage. They split stage 2. We'll see if that helps him out. Joey Logano trying to cling to those 11 points Jeff mentioned a moment ago. Everyone, same story, struggling for rear grip, especially as long as they run, but coming here halfway through stage 2.
So instantly you'll see what happens. Now Chastain is plus 10 on Logano. Now Logano's just left pit road, but to Jeff's point, that's how quickly they move, right? In the middle of these cycles, you can give up 20 points coming to pit road. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all cycles out.
I'm interested to see what the one car does now. Like, what's their strategy? Are they going to try to stay on track? Can they steal stage points? I think it would be difficult for them to do as far back as they were.
That's the problem.
Yeah, do they ride around here for a few laps and kind of see what happens in front of them?
They're 16 seconds behind the leader, so I think the leaders can put on new tires and then pass the one again.
Right. But could you finish 7th or 8th or 9th and just get a few points?
Now Chastain at this moment is one of the faster cars on the racetrack.
Yeah, he is at the moment. Tyler Reddick's 86.738. Chastain also faster and closing in. He was fastest last time by actually as well in the field as we look at Allmendinger on the battle now with Buscher. So the 16 and the 17 battling out for the front position. And I think as well, Chris Buscher's an underestimated road course racer. Jack, we've seen him do very weird things over the years.
He won at Glen last year in a dogfight with SVG of all people. In the car that AJ is currently leading with. But here goes it Buscher to the inside. I don't think he'll have the momentum though.
Yeah, you're too slow coming onto the banking. It's just holding the inside line too much. You can't speed around. It's not the traditional Charlotte that we have. Many people, actually, all people watching in our YouTube chat and on Twitch and listening in on USRN as well, if you listen to us there, I want to know your opinion. Does Charlotte Roval work, or should we have a second race on the Oval? That's what I want to know.
With the current car, a second race on the Oval would be preferred.
Yeah.
However, that does not mean I hate the Roval. I still do very much like it. Oh, for God's sake, there's SVG again.
SVG's just gained
like
up...
the Jaws music's playing now.
He's gained up 3 seconds in 2 laps. This man is unstoppable. Are we sure that he hasn't just brought over a supercar and he's racing that?
Probably, I don't know.
The speed differential is absolutely insane. Take a look now to look at the timing tires. He's in P3 and he's just closing in on the front here. Time and time again. Yeah, still. Where is he? Where's he going to go? Over the bridge then, down into the hairpin we can. An opportunity to send it on the inside. SVG's going for it. Does the 17 know he's there? Just about. The 88 has to really slam on the brakes. He'll take the low line on the banking section of the back half of the circuit, but he's taken second position. He just knows how to run on road courses. And does he even count as an oval if he wins a roval?
No.
Come on. He has to go all 4 corners still.
Yeah, but it's still got right turns, so...
I remember the days of when places like Pocono was called a roval.
I mean, it suited more to road course races because of the heavy braking. And AJ's pitted.
So that's going to put the lead of the race to SVG with 10 to go in this stage. Let's head down pit road.
Almendinger on pit road. Marty standing by.
Yeah, we mentioned AJ Allmendinger, the driver, making the call. He was called to pit road the last lap, but he said, hey, I'm going to stay out here. And then a moment ago, Trent Owens said, hey, I know you want to make it to where we can flip the stage, running about 6 more laps. There's no way we can make it to that point. He said it's the freest the 16 car has been all day long, but did a terrific job on those older tires out front, held the lead for quite a while.
Let's watch this with a lot of interest. Can Kyle Larson close that gap to SVG?
All right, now's the time to go side by side with the break. Van Gisbergen in first, Buscher still P2, Larson third. Belfort's critical for Larson here, Jack, to get as many points as he possibly can. He's running in strong here. Kenny said the worst thing NASCAR did was create the roval. Please go back to the oval track. That's from Kenny.
No, the worst thing NASCAR did was add the playoffs.
You say that, but we've had decent views in the playoffs, so I'm all for the format if we get to hang out with all you amazing people in the YouTube chat.
Get views, fair enough. But maybe the viewership's down on TV, though. And it's, as someone who's a much more of a racing purist, not entertaining for me, a little bit of contact.
Larson's
side by side exiting.
Yeah,
Larson's probably going to get that position.
Larson's taken second position. Inside into 16. Holds it tight. You see Buscher was just thinking, how far can I squeeze him? There's a little bit of body work, but that's down to Buscher, not Larson. Larson on the outside. Keeps his foot into it and takes second position. Critical for the playoffs here, as we'll eliminate. We will go down to 8 drivers at the end of this evening. And Larson's P2. Continue, Jack.
Sorry?
With what you were saying before about the roval and the TV viewing figures being down.
Yeah, the TV figures have actually been down for the playoffs from last year. I hear they might be changing the format slightly next year, and I'd be very happy with that. Jeez, Suarez, of course, is number 20 low there. But no, the thing for me is I don't hate the roval. I actually like it. I think it's a good track. With this style of car, though, the oval is so much better. And at the end of the day, I'm someone who, I feel like a lot of NASCAR fans like nostalgia. I like nostalgia, but I also don't like trying new things. And I think the roval, for now, probably run its course. It produced some cool moments, though. Most notably that finish in 2018. But yeah, overall, I am. I don't hate it. I just the oval's better.
Respect your opinions. Respect it. Angela says, let's go Kyle Larson.
And bicycle road though.
Nicholas says, no, the worst thing NASCAR did was the playoffs. They both agree. You both agree. Playoffs coming into it.
Playoffs suck. I don't care what anyone says. They're getting us views right now, but I don't care. I hate the playoffs.
Well, Bank of America Rover 400 is going into the round of 12. Last year it was the beginning, I believe it was the round of 8, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try and work out what we are next. Battle going on here at the moment on the circuit as Bell goes around the outside of Buscher. and takes 3rd position in this stage. So again, more action coming through. The 45 and the 24 battling. So Reddick gets ahead of Byron. Chastain battling with Olbendinger further back. So even they're losing out in a couple of places now, further back in the field. Well, coming into this one, the round of 8 is the South Point 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The Yellowwood 500 at Talladega in a couple of weeks' time as well. The USRN team will be taking you through that one, as well as the Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. And myself and the team are back for the Championship 4 on the 2nd of November. The NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at Phoenix. And that is Chastain getting ahead on the field. Time to see where Chastain is. He's ahead of Byron.
You're 5 away from the split if people hit. I don't see how I'm going to make these last.
Well, and somehow he has, as they're going to get to the end of this stage and then short pit the stage, as many of these teams are thinking of doing, including Larson and Christopher Bell. But it's been a huge task for some of these drivers to go over 10 laps on these tires.
That's what I've been impressed with, the speed on the one car. You know, he has the same amount of laps that William Byron has, and he is much faster than his 24 car.
This is going to sound crazy, but I really think the one chance of advancing is the next 5 laps. I think he's better than Logano. I think he can outrun him a few in the final stage, but if he can get inside the top 10 and score 4 or 5 points right here, he is starting the last stage heads up against the driver in the 22 that he has outrun all day.
6 to go already in this stage. It's flying by at the moment, stage 2. So they will have the inside line. Van Gisbergen, Larson, Bell, Buescher, Suarez, McDowell, Priest, Blaney, Haley, Reddick, the top 10. Look at this now. Logano's just 2 points away here. Logano's -2, Reddick -18, Bubba Wallace -26, and Cindric -65. So Cindric's day's pretty much done. He's out of it as we know behind the wall. But Logano might just get through to the round of 8 here, Jack. Only 2 points back to Chastain.
Yeah. SVG still dominating the race as expected. I think the road course races would be a lot more entertaining if SVG didn't exist. No offense to him, because I think the best driver should win, and SVG is clearly the best driver.
SVG...
And he makes these races so... not dull, but predictable outcome.
The Roval has always been the round of 12 elimination race. Thank you, Charles. I didn't cover the race last year, actually, as well, so I couldn't remember because I had just come out of hospital. So I wasn't here last year for the Roval, and I was...
I don't remember who won.
I
think it was Larson.
Yeah, I think it was. I was watching in bed. It was day 2 out of hospital, and I was watching in bed. I was not allowed to commentate, so I had FOMO massively, watching Matthew Owen step into the hot seat alongside you guys for that one. But yeah.
I don't think I was even there.
No, I think you were. I think it was you,
Right,
JT, and Matthew, because I think Matthew had me on there. But I wasn't here. I was fresh out of hospital. I remember being propped up in my bed, watching the race, and gesticulating. You've missed that. You've missed this. You're not talking about this. Come on, guys. As a typical commentator would, but I was enjoying the action and coming through to it. SVG
you haven't got
course...
me next week, at least, so...
No, we don't have you, do you? Yes.
No, I'm at a concert, so...
So the week after, we missed Talladega, arguably one of the best ones, because we're covering COTA. So I think we're going to put JT with Matthew, so we got some action. So if you want to go there as well, Jack...
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll get that sorted on the JBM
Talladega, innit?
Yeah. I won't be there. I will be missing Talladega. I did a Talladega early on in the year. Byron stopped for 4 tyres and fuel, and he'll get going with 4 to go in this stage. So he's ready for the next stage 3 to try and jump some positions at the break. Yeah, so USRN will take you through 2 more races as they clash with Formula 1 and our coverage there. So it'll be the same setup now, but with the USRN commentary team alongside JT. So now we see the 6 of Brad Keselowski dealing with the 19 quite easily, and it looks like dealing with somebody else I can't see on the high line who that was. It's the 47. Well, I'm not surprised. 3 to go as they come into it. Pit stops are coming though. Let's get down pit road.
Buscher, Suarez, Allmendinger is back in. Parker.
Right, and Christopher Bell is one of those. This is the planned stop to short this stage, basically flip it here to put 4 Goodyear tires on. They asked him to do this and kept him updated throughout the run. He's just been a little tight in that 20 car, especially in the right-hander.
All clear I hear on the radio.
Not racing, taking it easy. You heard on the radio for the 20, Kim.
Yeah, and for Chase Briscoe, he said the straight line could be better, but limited because of the back end. This last adjustment you made it better. Continue with that direction of the adjustments. I do want to say they did put stomach relief medicine the last stop in his water bottle. You see Bubba Wallace just still a struggle for him today. Kind of slow getting out of his box, Parker.
Denny Hamlin on pit road. This was planned because they weren't going to get stage points, so they decided to flip the stage here. He's also been struggling with a tight race car.
The story to me moves to the front of the pack, the 88 of SVG. I think he's going to pit here on the next time by. He has such a big gap that he's going to pit and rejoin probably in 5th or 4th, right around Chastain. We'll see if the 88 decides to pit right here. That's the first update about the running order. He's been so good that I think he can almost get a free pit stop here. You only lose about 25 seconds pitting and taking tires. So you see the 88 come down pit road. The 5 of Larson may join him. If he does, that's music to Chastain's ears because he might be able to get in front of the 5. So let's cover these pit stops and then most importantly, where they blend versus Chastain on the racetrack. Marty.
It's a fascinating chess match between crew chiefs down here, Steve. You see the 88 come to pit road, who truly did struggle with the handling at the end of that run. Paul Wolfe was planning on flipping this stage, but when the 1 stayed out, they felt like they had to stay out to get stage points, Parker.
Right, and Kyle Larson just been struggling sliding the rear tires, especially some of the higher speed corners. They've been consistently keeping updated what he's been doing differently to SVG corner by corner and trying to get him to adjust to see if he can catch him a bit.
So there's the 88 off pit road. Here comes the 1 of Chastain, who is trying his darndest to hold off a quick closing 9 of Elliott. The question is, if Larson wants to run, he could run him down and pass him no problem. I just don't think he wants to push his tires. I think he wants to roll around 2 slow laps. So right now, though, the 1 of Chastain is running in the 4th position. That would be a huge bucket of stage points.
What? Yeah, and Jack, this is critical because they don't want to wear out their tires, even though they're going to have to do caution laps because they want to have as much run in stage 3 as they can, with it being the longest run of the entire year. Was it 50 laps? Yes, 60 laps in total. So they're going to have to run long. 2-stopper at least.
Yeah, sure. We're near the end of the stage. It's Chase Elliott in that green. That looks like an Aston Martin, you know, with that green livery.
It does, doesn't it?
I really like it.
It's popped out. You can spot where Chase Elliott is today by a country mile with the almost highlighter colour green as he comes through.
Hold on. What does he have this week? Let me actually have a look. Let me look this up. Hold on.
Logano still attacking. He's got Suarez just behind him as we're coming up. 1 to go in this stage. We'll come up to the comp cam before heading back to the battle cam. Drivers, I think, have finished in the pit lane, so we'll stay with this camera for a while until we go back to the next stage. A lot of action. What have you got?
Just trying to find. Hold on, I've got to scroll up to the entry list.
There's so much data that gets released from NASCAR. Honestly, so much.
It is. His sponsor is Unifirst. Alright, well, Unifirst, you've got an award for the best Chase Elliott scheme this year.
There is Elliott again. Being caught by SVG. This is critical for Elliott to stay ahead on the lead lap, but we're now seeing this is Ross Chastain trying to keep back ahead on SVG on the inside line. Is he making a move? He's made a move! He's made a move! Well, that's a surprise. Oh, he's made it on SVG. Ryan Blaney, currently the leader. He'll pick up stage points and win here. Stage 2 of the Bank of America Roval 400. He'll come over to complete the 50th lap. There's Logano battling with Suarez. The 22 and the 99 for 8th position. Here comes Ryan Blaney though. Ford on top. Once more, stage 2 of the Bank of America Roval 400 goes to Ryan Blaney. And so far, that's exactly what he needed to do to get back in. Jumps up now with the caution coming out. as the flag falls. Blaney, Reddick, Elliott, Chastain, top 4. Shane Van Gisbergen goes 5th. Larson, Bell, Logano, Suarez, and Cole Custer picking up a top 10. Now that's not bad. 2 stages down. 1 to go for the playoffs round of 12 in 2025. Well then, Jack, what did you make of stage 2 as we now get ready for the last 60 laps of this race?
Well, interesting, but just kind of alright.
I think I'm on that same page
Well, I
with
really
you.
got.
It's not really popped yet, has it? Let's hope stage 3 is something else to come into it. Road course racing is a bit different here, especially with the Roval. So they'll fly in together to attack. You can see the big TV screen that the drivers can watch during the race as well. We know they have the ability to do so and to keep contact with some stuff throughout the race. As we will hold it together a few more times. So Blaney, Reddick, Elliott, Chastain, SVG, Larson, Bell, Logano, Suarez, Cole Custer, the top 10, Dillon, Busher, Altmandinger, McDowell, Gilliland, Priest, Gibbs, Haley, Jones, Riley Herbst, Stenhouse, Byron down in 22nd place, sorry. Keselowski, Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Hamlin dropped to 26th on that run. Wow. Nemechek, Bowman, Berry, Ware, Bilicki, Gregson, Smith, Dillon, Hocevar, Bush. Well, Hocevar's a lap down. He'll be free pass. Kyle Busch 9 laps down. And Austin Cindric looks like he's done for the day. And his title chances done as he'll be eliminated from the running order. 60 to go then in the round of 12. Anybody else you think could get eliminated before we finish, Jack?
No, I think. I mean, I said my picks were Logano, Chastain, and who's the other guy? I said Bubba Wallace.
Well,
and so far I seem to be sticking to that.
Bell. It's Blaney, Elliott, Larson, and Bell who have clinched a spot in the next round.
Didn't Blaney already have what? Yeah, so Blaney and Elliott already had wins, and Larson's through on points.
So is Bell, yeah, after the 2 stages. So
Bell.
4 drivers left then as we head back to USA. Under caution for the 2nd time today for stage 2's break. So not bad at all how it's working out here. We've got 58 laps to go. We'll restart with about half the race remaining for stage 3.
NASCAR on USA is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. And by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Speaking of Bank of America, let's check out some Bank of America fan cam. Again, for the folks here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway, young, old, any age, having a great time, for sure. I want to tell you about Wings-inspired Toyota, designed by students from the Carolina Youth Coalition and Rise to Impact, who participated in the Jordan brand Wings design program on Tyler Reddick's car. The kids did a terrific job, and Wings provides opportunities to youth in education, mentorship, and inspiration. The Wings initiative is responsible for over 4,000 scholarships awarded, 36 internships. Over 1,400 students have completed the design program. So thanks to Nike and Michael Jordan and everybody involved. And on the back quarter panel of that car, you see, yes, NBA on NBC. It returns with the first game, Houston Rockets at defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder, October 21st. And also the All-Star game is on NBC, February 15th. From LA, so a lot to look forward to.
I was on the grid after driver introductions, and all those guys were around that car, and Tyler started walking to it. They all started chanting, Tyler, Tyler. I mean, it was fun. Tyler liked it. He was giving the fist pumps. A lot of energy. Good time.
Let's give you a Toyota driver update, and we mentioned this for Kyle Larson a little earlier in the race at this phase of the race with the amount of points that have been accumulated. Well, in addition to Larson, add Christopher Bell's name to that list, confirming his advancement to the round of 8 on points.
We're going to have a round of pit stops here, and the field will be reset, and then we're going to give you a really good snapshot of where everybody stands. Currently, Hamlin and Byron, even though maybe not having the best days, still doing what they need to do for points. But I think it's going to be an absolute slugfest between the 1 of Chastain, the 22 of Logano, and the 19 of Briscoe. And remember, that's not calculating in a new winner. Reddick hanging out around the front of this field. If he can get back up there and compete with SVG, it could really throw everything upside down.
Kim Kuhn standing by.
And what the one team did in that stage is a perfect example of needing to be nimble with your strategy calls in a race like that. Ross said it felt more neutral on the front end, but the right rear, he said, is absolutely gone. Chase Elliott said that was pretty good middle ground on how the car felt. We're in a good spot. Marty?
Jonathan Asser told me this morning, if we can get a playoff point, we absolutely will take advantage of that. Remember, they've already advanced to the round of 8. Longer stop here for the 12 of Blaney. He'll certainly lose some track position there. Meanwhile, Tyler Reddick, 9 critical stage points for the 45, and they take advantage of that first stall on pit road to win the race off pit road. Of those who pitted, he said, I pushed it way too hard, too early. I'll do a better job on this run.
Valvoline race off pit road. Great work from 2311 and Tyler Reddick at the 45 team. So too Chastain and Logano behind Chase Elliott.
So pit stop round's complete. So, left in on the bubble, is Logano going to get through, Jack? That's my thinking. Can Logano fight his way through to the round of 8? And then he only has to win 1 and he's in the round of 4. Logano could still be in a hunt for this championship, surprisingly.
I mean, he won at Vegas last year, but again, I don't think he's going through.
Yeah. Listen to the background sounds, the cars come around. TPL Toyota placed last. Toyota are looking good actually. Hamlin's 25th, yeah, but then we got Briscoe 22nd, John Nemechek 17th coming into it. I wonder how this rain clouds are going to affect it because it's just hanging over the circuit, sort of waiting for it to push. Still Joe says, I'm not a Logano fan, but never underestimate his ability to randomly get good when it comes to the championship format. I think that's a golden opportunity to remember by. It's just, he seems to be good, doesn't it? He won't ever stop.
Hold on, just looking on board.
He won't ever stop.
Okay, maybe it wasn't Carson Hocevar's fault on the first lap.
Oh, what have you got? Go for it.
But like, Reese got into the back of them.
Oh, right. So, again, more angles that you're seeing.
Reese got into Hocevar, who got into Bush.
See?
Yeah. Hocevar, I apologise. You are now down to 1 wreck at fault today, not 2. He's like, I think he's the free pass, actually. I'm not sure.
Hocevar was the free pass. He's now back on the lead lap. It's just up behind yellows. Right.
Everyone else in the field laughs. I'm in danger.
It is Elimination Sunday here at the Charlotte Roval for the NASCAR Cup Series, and it's time to reveal who made the cut in the NASCAR Powerball playoff. Congratulations to these 8 lottery players that are now locked in for the chance to win $1 million at NASCAR Championship Weekend in Phoenix. Experience NASCAR as a Powerball VIP like Patricia Hockaday, the semifinalist from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Today, Patricia got exclusive access to the Cup Series garage and met the driver of the Wood Brothers number 21 car, Josh Berry. Want to experience racing like this? Follow your local lottery. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR.
Congrats to those 8 people. Still with a chance to win the big bucks. I want to show you something from just a moment ago that affected Ryan Blaney and the 12 team.
Clean on the right side on the way up. You're going to see the tires get hung. A little bit of a bobble on the right rear, right there with the hang. You saw the late index, so that means the tire wasn't tight. Heads up work by the jack man. You never want to do this twice, but it could have been much worse. He comes over, tighten, jacks the car to tighten the right rear effectively, but that's the slow stop on the 12 car.
Yep, on 459. Oh,
so ready to get this 3rd stage going. And we will do that when we come back. NASCAR live here on USA.
Cody Ware's got that penalty for pitting outside the box as we expected, Jack. So he called that one as we approach halfway. We're going to go green at with half the race to go. Logano's in. +2 at the moment.
Ooh.
So he's the last driver at the cutoff. Chastain's -2. Wallace -19, the same as Reddick. Cindric -64. So Cindric's out. So it's Reddick, Wallace, Chastain battling. Larson and Bell are already advanced, so it's between Hamlin, Byron, Briscoe, Logano, Chastain, Wallace, and Reddick. They're the ones we have to highlight. Oh, game on then. That's a spicy racer coming up. It's one of these days. Just don't know what's going to happen next. Wow, 34 minutes completed into this race, by the way. And we're already going to start stage 3 in a few moments' time. With the field just bunching up around. Tiebreaker is the best finisher. We're still having to think about the tiebreaker rule because it's still -19 for Wallace and Reddick. So it's the same. So if it's the same, it's next best finish. Which I think
if it was between Logano and Chastain, then I think Logano's best finish at the round so far is 4th at New Hampshire, and Chastain is 9th also at New Hampshire. So Logano will probably get the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be tight, isn't it? When we go back to green flag running soon. See the yellow flags out at the moment. We will go green, I think, next time by, where we'll be halfway in this Bank of America Roval 400. So effectively stage 3 is 200 miles. Just over. It's effectively the Xfinity race and the truck race.
Yeah.
Still attack, so we'll keep it as they run on the screen. We'll keep an eye on everything. Here's a confirmation of that standings we're talking about in the points as they run. Last at the top. Let's head back to USA.
Closer to getting stage 3 underway. Let's take advantage of that and check in on the Peacock Pit Box with our Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett. DJ, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's been interesting so far, and as we think about the points that have been gathered so far, Ross Chastain and his team have done a great job of giving them the opportunity to just outperform Joey Logano and the 22 team. But don't count out looking at the 19 car. This is going to be a grueling 3rd stage here with the way these cars are driving, and it's the longest stage that they have. Chase Briscoe not feeling well. Is that going to factor in? And can Tyler Reddick find the speed that he's going to need to try to get that 1st place finish and move in there? So a lot of things could happen here, guys.
Yeah, a Reddick win would really upset the whole world. If we assume we don't have a new winner and we take a look at the points, it really comes down to, I think, a big battle, assuming everybody stays straight and doesn't get caught up in a mess, which is a big assumption here at the Roval. But you have Logano and Chastain as they currently run. They're 1 position apart, 2 points on the racetrack. So basically, Chastain has to outrun Joey Logano by 4 positions. That would be a guaranteed advancement of Chastain, barring a new winner. Marty.
Before we get going, Marty, tell us more.
Yeah, I talked to Joey Logano earlier this week. I said, what information do you want? He said all of it. He got the points update just moments ago.
You said I got to finish within 2 spots at a 1?
Yeah, we have the tiebreaker on the 1. Yeah, so like right now as we run, I'm showing you 2 points ahead of the 1, 20 points behind the 19.
So he's 10 spots in front of you now, so that means you'd have to beat him by 10 spots.
It's getting close. Let's find out then. Let's get ready to go back. Stage 3 of the Bank of America Roval 400. The green flag is given, the signal, the flag is given, and we will go racing. Here we go, half the race still to go. 200 miles, we're racing here for stage 3. Good restart coming in from Suarez. He's over the back of Larson like crazy. Bell's going to go around the outside of Larson to 1. SVG's taken off into the distance and leads again. Bell second. Larson's almost taking him round as they come over. Down to the braking zone for turn number 3. And so far, Jack's so good because everyone's just keeping it together. A few bumps, but that's just cuts and bruises. Exactly what
yeah,
go on.
Everyone start for the most part side by side. It's so far been pretty well behaved from everybody, which is honestly quite surprising. Maybe on an overtime restart it'll be a bit less behaved. It looks like Bell is trying to go for a move here on SVG.
Keep an eye on it as there's a lot of lockups down to the hairpin. Logano's going round. Still dragging it.
Bell was the last guy to win a road course other than SVG in the Cup Series, you gotta remember, at Circuit of the Americas.
Really?
Race where SVG finished 8th, I think. So, Bell looking very quick. I think he has, that was his 2nd road course win of his career, I think. So, yes.
Still pushing on that. Go on.
Might be. Oh yeah, it was his 3rd road course win, because I forgot about his 2022 Roval win. So yeah, no, Bell's also won on this track before.
And so he'll know how to attack compared to SVG. Allmendinger's moved up into 4th place, by the way, so fresher tyres starting to have a bit of a greater run as they come down towards turn 1 once more. Look at SVG,
Bell's
he's looking
situation
vulnerable.
this time out's a lot more comfortable, I have to say, because Bell is already locked into the next round. When he won in 2022, he was in a must-win situation.
So him
But then
and
he got
SVG
into the Final 4 that year.
Yeah.
Fire a win at Martinsville. Again, in a must-win situation.
Chastain on the inside gets ahead of the 4 of Noah Gragson. Gragson's going to have that inside line to go late on the brakes, but can't seem to capitalise it. Chastain will go through. Here comes the inside of the 48, Alex Bowman. Look at this, and Logano's dropped behind with Chastain moving up as they all concentrate in. Logano's got a punch on the back of Chase Elliott. Logano's now 2 down on the timing screen in the cut-off playoff zone. It's a he who dares win situation. It's crazy to see who's going to get this one right at all. There's SVG under pressure from Bell. And now from Larson. Over into turn 3 and 4 on the oval. And SVG's going up high.
He
Bell's
nudged
coming
him.
in low. There was a little nudge there. Bell's got the inside line into 16. But SVG is so king of the brakes. They touch. SVG nearly goes around. But Bell stays back to 2nd. Remember, these two did ding-dong back at Kota. And it ended up with SVG spinning around.
All I can say is SVG not afraid to get his elbows out. He might have 4 road course wins this year. He wants 5. Bell gave him a nudge there, and SVG gave Bell a little bit of a nudge back.
All's fair in love and war in the NASCAR Playoff Cup season. Let's have a look again. Look, both below that apron, both trying to get through. Oh, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. This is racing. This is just the complete action zones that we love. Bring it on. More, I say, as oh, that's the 3 round.
Oh, Dylan.
Is that going to need a caution? We haven't had, yes, it is. Caution's out. Yellow has been brought. He's going to reverse, so it won't be a long caution. That's good news, but he's been spun around. Oh, yeah, good spot there, Jack. The tyre barriers are damaged.
That's the issue. I don't care about the car, it's the tyre barriers I'm worried about.
Didn't spot that, good spot. So yellow is out. Let's have a look then at the replay. Oh, we got a nerf into them. Oh.
Was that Zane Smith that might have raced back then?
Looked like Zane, didn't it? So, Van Gisbergen, Bell, Larson, 1, 2, 3. Bob's saying that USA is 45 seconds behind this broadcast. We are more live than a terrestrial broadcaster.
We are a terrestrial broadcaster.
We may as well
aren't we?
be at this point.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, we're not blocked in any countries.
Belarus and Russia.
Okay, yeah, that is true. Sorry, Belarusians and Russians. I forget, because every time like I did my videos and I'd use a bit of music when I did my live streams, suddenly would come up, oh, you blocked Belarus and Russia, and I thought, okay. I don't think I've got any viewers from there, so I think I'm fine.
The day the war ends in Ukraine and Russia and Belarus restrictions are lifted is the day that half of my YouTube copyright thing will just evaporate overnight.
Yeah.
35 making pit stop. As he goes down pit, it's quite funny actually when you think about it. The 35 makes a pit stop again of Riley Herbst, dropping down into, well, he was running 26th, dropping down to 35th behind Dylan.
If you're an RCR fan, you're not having a good day.
Sadly not, no.
You wouldn't have had a good day yesterday. Sorry, I'm yawning. You wouldn't have had a good day yesterday either, with Austin Hill getting eliminated from the playoffs.
The one bad thing here is that yellows breed yellows. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. That said, Richard Childress still has a chance at a championship in the Xfinity Series. Jesse Love is through to the round of 8. Do you want to hear Karma?
Yes, go on.
Oh. Austin Hill.
What's he done?
Lost 21 points as a result of his suspension. He got eliminated yesterday by 21 points.
Irony.
Karma is patient. But it has happened. And remember, he made the Final Four last year. That win at Homestead.
Forgot about that win at Homestead actually coming into it in Miami.
Yeah, everyone just remembers his plate track wins. No one remembers the fact that he won a Homestead, right? And the thing is, I don't think it was like a lucky win either. I think he got that on like legitimate pit strategy.
Yeah. Okay, let's head back to USA. We're under caution still.
Tyler Reddick from 23.11 posted that quickest lap nice and early on in this race here at the Charlotte Roval. So next time by, there's 50 laps left in this Bank of America 400. Started to see some pretty spicy action between Van Gisbergen, Bell and Larson, with Armendinger looming. Pit lane is open. Tell us more about Bubba Wallace, Kim.
Yeah, Charleston Knight told me this morning their main goal at a minimum was to stay in touch and in contention all day. They really haven't been a factor, so trying something different here, taking fresh tires. Bubba saying the car is getting tighter and tighter as we go, Parker.
Similar case here for William Byron, who's really struggled to keep the tires on that car, especially under braking and acceleration. So just trying to try a different strategy here by coming down pit road.
So you generally think that cautions might be a time to calm down and catch your breath, and just prior to the caution, Ty Dillon, Riley Herbst, they got a little physical. And Riley Herbst kind of took exception to that treatment, so watch this. Jeff, what do you make of it?
Riley Herbst is mad. Felt like he gave everybody room. It's bad at Ty Dillon, so he's going to pull up here and let him know it. Going to turn left, hit him, and flatten his own left front tire.
So brakes still coming through here. As we will continue on.
Apparently, Riley just Riley Herbst hit Ty Dillon or something under caution. I was just listening to the commentary there. Apparently he wasn't particularly happy about the way Ty Dillon drove him, and let him know about it.
Oh, really?
He gave him a little bit of a nudge under caution. Long track, short tempers in this case.
So the barrier looks to be nearly repaired down there, I can tell you. There's a group of mechanics and marshals and officials in the AMR safety crew, and a big JCB digger with 2, well, fangs, effectively, pushing it back into place. Should take another 5 minutes or so. It's a tricky procedure to get these tyres right. Bounce back with quite a force as well. And by the way, that sheet they're holding, I can see one of the AMR safety crew holding that tarpaulin with no gloves on. That man is going to have quite the shock, and he has now actually cut his hand. I thought so. I don't know, Jack, if you've ever been trackside and you've felt a tyre compression belt.
No.
They are heavy. They're not paper. They are thick metal sheets of sort of woven in carbon fibre mesh. They are seriously heavy, and they're like fences. They can give you metal splinters so easily. It is, yeah. I remember touching it, thinking, wow, that's really weird. At Donington earlier on in the year. Also, curbs are violent. Curbs are really violent. They're massive. Let's head back to USA on lap 10.
Let's look ahead to next weekend as we head to Vegas. And no trucks next weekend, just Xfinity and Cup. And there's the full rundown for you on the CW app, CW True TV, as usual for practice and qualifying. We'll see you here live on USA, 5:30 Eastern, for the first race in the round of 8. The repair to the tyre bundle, thanks to the AMR safety team and track workers still going on here, pretty much complete. And this is why they needed to fix it.
We talked about how challenging this corner is. It's downhill and a little bit of frustration here.
What have you got? What have you got? Is this the battle we were
Look
seeing?
at this.
Yeah.
Look at that. I think Austin Dillon was very physical getting past, and I think Zane Smith had enough of him and just dumped him. That looks like to me.
It's deliberate.
I don't know if we have Zane's on board, but that looks more like a, with that context added on, that looks more like a retaliation, to be honest. Dillon was very, very physical there.
Let's go back over.
Folks, it is so difficult, and TV doesn't do it justice. Cars coming from your right to the left, when they're cresting that hill, it is absolutely blind. I mean, Jeff, from a driver's standpoint, where is your reference point? Because when we went around the track with DJ, you're like looking into the stands. You have no idea where turn 6 is.
Well, a lot of times when you have elevation changes like this, and then there's a braking zone right after it, there's many times a bridge or a marker or something that you can line yourself up. Here it's nothing.
Yeah.
And you just have to line yourself up off the paint at right where you are. Normally a driver likes to look way ahead, but you can't up this hill. You have to just pick your left side mark. This is where I want to be, and then you start braking. Look at the tire marks.
Yeah.
Uphill into the braking zone, and that's what makes this corner so difficult.
If you've never been to Charlotte Motor Speedway and on TV, if it looks like the big track around the outside and it's just a perfectly flat infield, Stevie, it is anything but.
Anything but, for sure, and that blind corner couldn't be more difficult just because what's on the other side of it, that turn 6 and then that chicane. And I'll just bring the viewers' attention to the left-hand side, Chastain and Logano a point apart. Byron only plus 13, but Byron's running in the 30th position, so you know, don't panic yet if you're a Byron fan. Logano could get enough points, but it would be a lot.
Lights are out on the 2025 Toyota GR Supra. So we're going to get back to racing here in a second. Plenty of pressure on this man here, Joey Logano and Ross Chastain. They are racing each other for that 8th place, but there's so much racing to go. 48 laps when they hit the line, this time by multiple stops coming up and a lot of racing to unfold. And if you've watched...
This is going to be something. We're ready for the restart then. 48 to go. Van Gisbergen on the inside, Bell on the outside, but that turn 1's going to be critical. Are you ready? Green flag is out. We're racing once again here. SVG right up against the wall. Bell won't even get a look in. Tries on the brakes into 1. SVG gives him the room. Larson swings around the outside and gets the traction on Bell. Gets an assist by pushing SVG. Larson's going to take second here on the inside line to the hairpin in turn 3. Hard on the brakes. He's got him. Bell runs wide. And up the inside as well now coming Allmendinger. He's in a ding-dong as well with Buscher, who gets sent wide. Watching Chastain Logano on our TV pictures as well in the 3 box. as Elliott stays ahead. Reddick battling with Bowman as McDowell in there as well with Logano. And SVG having to hold against Larson down at the hairpin. They've all outbreak themselves though as well there, Jack, as they come under attack.
Yeah, we got some dive bombs going in at the hairpin, but SVG pulling away from Kyle Larson here. But the two at the bottom are the ones we are watching. Joey Logano and Ross Chastain.
Bit of a battle as we see just ahead, that's Denny Hamlin. And he's in a battle out there on the circuit with Chase Briscoe. Brad Keselowski's in the area too. Wonderful control, wonderful gumption as they come into that zone at 16, 17. Hamlin's going on the inside line of Keselowski. Brad knows he's there, he's using his mirrors, but I think as well, Chastain just wanted to blast past because he was pushing Hamlin like crazy. Here's SVG. Larson's on the attack. At the moment, Larson's safe, so he's doing this for fun. He's already advanced, the same as Bell. SVG's not in the playoffs. Chastain's +2, Logano's -2, Reddick -22, Wallace -39, Cindric -71, Jack. So this is all for fun at the front.
Pretty much, yeah. But the bottom three are pretty much in must-wins, and Cindric is basically done. Here's Lawson to the inside! Can he make the move stick? I think he can!
He forced SVG up high! Go on, Jack, I think he's got it!
SVG up high! I think he'll clear him, will he?
Whoa.
No, he hasn't cleared him!
But Larson's got the inside line! He's locked out!
SVG's not backing out!
There's contact!
He hits him, and he loses speed!
And Bell's coming through! Bell's coming back round the outside, so SVG making contact out of the chicane. That's caused a position. Bell's going to swing through on the high line, coming through the oval of 4. He's got the 16-17 chicane. Hamid, and there's contact again for SVG. So now Larson leads, Bell second, SVG down to third, and Allmendinger's behind him. We know what he can do at this place as well. Winners coming in massively here. This is fantastic stuff. Let's have a look then. This is the battle for 15th. Since the restart, Wallace is +6, Berry +5, Reddick +4, the same as Byron. Riley Herbst +3. So there could still be into it. Karma, says Bob there as well. Actually can't stand to what... Oh.
Just watching Herbst's onboard from his retaliation against Ty Dillon right now.
Oh, and that goes wide. That's Allmendinger with now Buscher slipping through on the inside line, coming into the 3 and 4 on the oval. Ooh. He's got to have some traction there. That was impressive from Buscher. He got the move. Allmendinger just thought he was standing still.
There you go. I've just finished watching the onboard. Here goes Allmendinger.
Stays ahead.
Taking the move there.
McDowell's coming through.
I'll explain the onboard. Basically, it looked like on the exit of there, the big hairpin, what's his name? Dillon kind of fenced the 35, kind of put him in the wall. McDowell goes down the inside.
Yeah,
Buscher.
And he's through at the 16-17 chicane.
And then, under caution, Riley speeds up to get alongside him and slams him pretty hard, in all honesty. And then flattens his own left rear tyre as a result.
Yeah, see that coming through.
Oh no. Yeah, Eric E-Step, that sums it up pretty much. Breaking news, SVG has been passed for the lead on a road course.
Don't see that every day, do you?
Wow.
Happened at Kota. You won't get the perfect run so far this year. But this doesn't count. It's a roval. It is a road course oval, so it's kind of one of the two. Really upshifting now from Briscoe. Has any contact ahead of him. He's got Suarez and Priest. Priest has passed Suarez. to a break on America. On USA, 15 of 59. There's 45 laps to go here. Since the restart, Cody Ware -5, Hocevar -5. Same for Gragson, Jones and Stenhouse -4. It's absolutely mad what we're having right now. Still, the attack. Down on the brake shifts once more. Control the inside line, sweep it back through. I can't work out, Jack, if this race is going to get entertaining or not, because we've still got some green flag pit stops to come.
Yeah. And that's why I'm being quite patient. Oh, Herbst has gone around.
Just a spin on the front straightaway. They'll get going again in towards the first corner. Marty Herbst will continue, but Logano and Chastain -1 and +1.
What happened? Maybe you take it to do this one.
So the side-by-side with Marty Herbst, Kyle Busch on the inside, gets into him, and he's going to lose him round. And, well, there was no spinning there, so this is...
I think I know what's about to happen.
Is he, yeah, he spun him.
Yeah, but I thought that was going to happen.
Kyle Busch spun him.
When I saw how Riley raced him into the bus stop, I was like, I think I know what's coming here from Kyle Busch.
The thing is, though, I just like to point this out. Kyle Busch is 8 laps down. Riley Herbst is on the lead lap. What was that for?
Do you need to be racing a lapped car that hard, though?
Does Kyle need to retaliate like that? It was kind of a give and take in my book.
Good question, to be fair.
I think it is Kyle.
It's just a question of who can be the biggest idiot.
Yeah. I think it was right out of mouth there. I knew exactly where you're going in that one. Yeah. Larson leading from Bell, Mangisbergen, Allmendinger, Buscher, Priest, McDowell, Suarez, Briscoe. Logano and Chastain are level on Cup playoff points. But Logano is ahead because of the tie-break, +1.
The NASCAR Cup Series playoffs here on USA continue with the Bank of America Roval 400. 43 laps to go. A lot to still play out here with still so much on the line. It's an elimination race, and we're determining who the 8 will be that go through to race and still have a chance to be champion. Kyle Busch and Riley Herbst here. This is only phase 1. It's not over yet. Keep watching.
So pushing and shoving on the back stretch. Should we get to the front stretch? Kyle says goodbye.
Kyle Busch is 8 laps down after the really early crash.
Back in the front, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Shane Van Gisbergen. And they've been able to drop Allmendinger a little bit. Here we go, there's a taker on pit road, and it's
pit stop time.
Kim's there.
Yeah, Chris Buescher's had a solid day all day long, just complaining about rear grip going away. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for the 17 car.
I felt like there was a lot of posturing happening on the racetrack, getting in position and then kind of posturing on how much tire you're using up, how hard you want to run. I do think that the 5 and 20 did an amazing job getting by the 88. I think they have definitely put the 88 on notice. We heard that radio that SVG says my car just won't get going on new tires. But the question is, what does everybody think? I guess that pit stop from the 17 tells me that he probably has 2 more pit stops to finish the race with 42 to go. Now the question is, what are the leaders thinking? And are they all thinking the same thing? Parker, what do you think the 5 of Larson currently leading is thinking?
Well, Steve, it's been a discussion amongst both of these teams, the 5 and the 20, whether it's a 2-stopper or a 3-stopper. When the stage started, it sounded like both teams were leaning towards a 3-stop, but now with that caution, it may have changed things. And both of these teams have been comparing themselves to each other and giving the drivers updates. The verdict, Kyle Larson is better in the backstretch chicane in terms of braking, and Christopher Bell is braking better into turn 7 for both those drivers who've been evaluating each other. Kim?
Well, Parker, Bruce Chase, Briscoe, no discussion yet on the strategy call for these final laps of this stage, but they did tell him when we went green on this final stage that the laps they're running now are the best of the day. Chase said, I'm trying to be patient but aggressive. The line, though, between those two at this track is very thin. They also told him we need to stay top 10 or top 12 for the last 41 laps of this race. That way we will have no worries in terms of the transfer, Marty.
And the game is not quite over for Tyler Reddick yet. The Toyota onboard tells the story. They're 18 points behind as of right now. He told Billy Scott a moment ago, I'm out of tires. Billy Scott said, give me 4 more laps. So they're going to stick to the 2-stop strategy. And I have to mention, Michael Jordan, the co-owner of 2311 Racing, has not left Tyler Reddick's pit box the entire day. Remember that big bear hug he gave him when he barely made it into the round of 8 here at the Roval last year. Can Reddick pull off another Roval miracle? We'll find out, but MJ's watching on.
He's still got plenty of time. 41 to go. Far from over for Tyler Reddick. He's 18 below the cut line at the moment.
Chastain getting past the 9 of Chase Elliott. Pushes Chastain back to 13th. Logano doing a nice job. One of the best runs he's had in the 22, just holding strong in 15th and a point to the good currently. Talk about nervous. When you start counting points by a single number, because we have so many cars in the lead lap, Div, I think that's worth talking about, right? There's 35 cars in the lead lap, so you could have a great day and slip off the track or get shoved off the track in the last corner
down pit road finally.
You know, and lose all your points and be eliminated. So now we see a busy pit road with Allmendinger. I think that's Kez right behind him, as well as the 48 of Alex Bowman, Marty.
You see A.J. Allmendinger coming down pit road. He gave up the 4th position. He told Trent Owen several times that I've got 0 tire left. I could really use some help. They tried to get a few more laps out of A.J., so hitting here with 40 to go. That would almost put him in a 3-stop window, Steve, but we'll see if they try to do it here on 2 stops to the end of the race.
Yeah, and all of these windows we're talking about is really just a tire strategy. They can go 35 on fuel. It's funny, Jeff, to be at a road course race and not have one fuel conversation. Just, you know.
We haven't actually talked about fuel at all today, have we, Jack? And that's surprising me, because it's all about tyres, green flag pit stops. The caution sort of helped out a lot.
Well, fuel doesn't affect performance. Tyres do.
What's happened to the 40? Hang on a minute. What's happened to the 45 there? He was very slow off traction. It looked like he was spinning his wheels.
I think he got shoved by somebody. Either locked up the tyres or he got a friendly nudge out of the way. Here goes Chase Elliott to the inside of the Spire car of Justin Healy.
Through with ease. So, again, more stops coming in, but when is the answer? We'll swap back to when we have cars diving down pit road. We've got one in at the moment. Who was that? Chase Briscoe has joined pit road to come into it, so we'll hear what he has to say shortly as well. Oh, hello, that's a bit drama. Let's get out Briscoe.
Briscoe's in, Kim's there.
Yeah, his message to the team on the radio is the rear tires are absolutely gone. They will check them for any cordings when they take them off. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, though, for Chase Briscoe.
Kim spoke about what James Small had said to Chase Briscoe about where he needs to stay for them to be safe. And James told me yesterday, I've lived this a couple of times in 2021 and 2023 with Martin Truex Jr., where we're racing, looking at the points, and he said it's so nerve-wracking. And there he is on the radio talking to his driver, just laying out what is needed and what is expected.
Slowly catching. Week upon week.
Be smooth with your inputs. Don't overslip anything.
The 88, last minute, a little bit of a dive. 20 locks up front. Well, I guess drops the right rear is technically what happened. I thought it was.
Oh, that's SVG back ahead of Bell, but Bell swapped back on him, has he? No. SVG has passed Christopher Bell, according to our monitors. So he's taken Jack second position back away. So now last trouble, but that's the way. Into the pits has now come that very Bell car.
So great restart, good early scraps, Parker, with Larson and Van Gisbergen, and now he's headed towards you.
Right, and Adam Stevens was watching that exact scenario there with the 88. Christopher Bell had just come on the radio and said, I'm losing the right rear, and then it was a late call to pit road as he was in the banking of the oval 3 and 4. Adam Stevens came on the radio and said, pit. As you see, 4 tires, Christopher Bell, Marty.
We just had mentioned Tyler Reddick, and they were going to try and run a few more laps. They wanted to get that out of it, but Reddick has said a couple of times it's extremely hot in inside the car, and they asked him to watch, so Reddick asked his team, watch the onboard. Are you seeing any smoke? I don't see any yet, but it has definitely gotten way hotter inside the 45 car. We'll keep an eye on that as they battle, trying to see if they can get into the round of 8.
And look at where Bell, not only what lap you pit on, but where you blend back into the racetrack. So he blends right behind Buscher, who was last on pit road at lap 67, so he has decent tires. That's not going to be an easy pass for Bell. Up the road is Blaney, and Jeff, you know, all of that, now you're trying to conserve tire. You have 38 to go. Bell has to real kind of decide what part of this mess he wants to be in. Is he going to chase the 17 through? And while this is happening, what do the leaders do, right?
Yeah, because look, now we've got the 12 being forced up. Bell's on brand new tires, Jack, and he's just carving through the field like a hot knife through butter. More pit road coming, I think. Go on.
Yep, here goes Carl Larson.
Yeah, TT saying SVG is just toying with the guys right now. He's taking the lead. Larson boxes.
Stephen Cliff Daniels was watching that battle. You were describing everything that was happening on the racetrack there in terms of where the 5 might be able to come out and beat the 20. It's 4 tires for Kyle Larson here to add that extra grip. Just struggling a little bit still with the rear tires.
So now where will the 5 land relative to Bell? He should be behind because of the fresh tires, but did Bell get hung up? He's in traffic.
Yeah. This is good. The top 3 and 3 different strategies, albeit by a lap. There's Buscher and Bell.
Oh, the 5 huge advantage. He's going to get a big gap, not only in time, but positions. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow.
5 cars. But
5 cars ahead there, Jack. That's insane at the restart. When we go
That's
eventually
good for
probably
FPG.
keeping the traction in like crazy out there today. Radio.
Even as good as SVG is at conserving tires, I think he knows he has competition. Jeff, you said it. Larson and Bell are sick of getting beat. They want to prove they can beat the driver of the 88. I think the 88 has to counter.
Yeah, let's see if their team decides that's what they want to do, or if they want to let SVG do SVG things, and that's run fast times on old tires.
Bell's through on the inside line of the 21, so he's already dealt with Josh Berry. Larson.
I think it's the only decision. Now the question is,
SVG pits.
How did he get to pit road? The roll time. Can the pit crew of the 88 keep up with that lightning fast stop of the 5 of Larson? You see on the upper right the map to give you an idea where everyone is. Marty, the 88 in front of you.
Yeah, move, counter move. Shane Van Gisbergen coming to pit road. He said, I just don't have the grip early in runs that those guys have. And overall, the longer we run, I just need more grip. It was SVG's call to go a little bit longer than the 5 team. He mentioned his pit crew earlier this week, so they've had some struggles over the last month, but they changed some things up last week. We'll see where this pit stop cycles them out.
Yeah, absolutely. The 5's already gone by. Now the 20's gone by, so a lot of work for the 88. As we covered that, the 1 and the 22 are now on pit road. Logano's in his pit box. Chastain also. So bunch of battles here, Marty. How's it look for the Logano?
So far, a good stop for this 22 bunch. Paul Wolf was in his window a few laps ago, but he said when the 1 comes, you follow him to pit road. So Joey Logano comes to pit road so far doing what he needs to do to make it to the round of 8, but there's still 36 laps to go.
It looked like his issue.
Yeah, the 1 car had a much better pit stop than his 22.
Oh, right front won't come off. You see it right there. Struggles to get the right front off, Jeff. You said it. The 1 had a much better pit stop.
So I was interested to see how these teams are going to play it. Jack goes up, right front doesn't come off. I was very curious to see if the 1 and the 22 were going to pit at the same time. The 22 matching the 1 strategy, but the pit crew did not execute.
Lap 24.59, more action coming through as more pit stops still contending. Denny Hamlish is coming down pit road as well, as is the 23 of Bubba Wallace. So there's still some tractions to be found down here tonight as we have 35 laps to go of the Bank of America Roval 400. New window screen tear-off coming, all 4 tyres changed for Bubba, and a lot of fuel going in that car. Away he goes. Super clean stop as always, Jack. The 11 of Denny Hamlin having exactly the same. In fact, his fuel was done before all 4 tyres were connected, so he's happy to get to the end of this race. 35 at once in the tyres there, is that possible?
35 practically done. So.
Any chance of a yellow? That's what I'm thinking.
Hi.
Look how slow last is. It's the wrong camera angles for that part of the oval section. Needs to traction it in again. As we take a look at the moment on the backstretch. Do you lose a lot when he stopped? Has he a little bit fresher tyres now? He's got fresher tyres now for SVG. As the 35 coming under attack, he's on the 23 on the outside, and the 23 is attacking the 22. So Bubba Wallace is pushing, literally, Joey Logano out of turn 7. At the moment, Chastain is +2, Logano is -2. They keep swapping back in the cup zone. Is Logano going out tonight, Jack? Is that our big surprise as Chase Elliott comes in?
I'm sorry, I just need to get back to deal with something.
There we go, out it goes. Pink headbands on the
My
side.
cat briefly came in the commentary box, and that's next priority.
Ah, yes. Always kitty cats.
Yeah, he's literally just woke up, he came in,
Who doesn't love kitty cats?
walked around for a bit, and then he just went straight back out. I say commentary box, it's my bedroom.
Hey, everyone starts somewhere in the commentary box. It is a commentary box. You're commentating in it, it's a square room, presumably.
A rectangle.
Commentary
Or a square.
commentary booth.
Both boxes are rectangles, to be fair.
That is true. Yeah, my commentary box is
Or whatever the 3D version of a rectangle is.
rhombus, isn't it? Or is that rounded
Something
off?
like that, I don't know.
can't
It's been
remember.
too long since I was doing maths in school.
Oh, I can't. I've got to learn. I've got to do a French lesson after this. My Duolingo. That's a thing to come through. Larson leads Bell, SVG, Busher, Byron, and here it goes finally. The 22 gets sent up high. Bubba Wallace in the 23 swings down low and takes the position on much fresher tyres. So Bubba now moves up into 22nd position. Not much, but it's still critical, isn't it? Because that now puts Logano down on points. What a day. Pit road.
Some passes. And Logano is not. He does not have a lot of cars directly in front of you, Parker. As William Byron hits pit road here from the top 10, he's struggled mightily on the long run. And that last run, he was screaming for tires. Rudy Fugel was begging him to go one more lap and said, we will make it up on the back end, I promise. 4 new tires for him.
It had been a tough day for the 24 team. Meanwhile, for his teammate at Hendrick, Kyle Larson is attempting to snap a 19-race winless streak. It has been a long time, but Kyle's been saying, Jeff, that the team is getting better and better, and even those small increments of improvement are getting us back to where we need to be.
Yeah, and it's an interesting conversation about Hendrick Motorsports. I'm not real sure where this team is of William Byron. They have not had the speed that we expect to see and that we have seen from this team earlier in the year. Let's see what happened here. But can William Byron and that team get going?
Yes.
Further into this playoffs and find the speed that what is no longer appears to be there.
Chastain, you mentioned the speed, using that speed to get by the 47. Right here, you see the 47 get checked up a little bit behind that 8 of Busch, and the 1 kind of turns left. I think the 47, there's really no choice. I like what Stenhouse did there. He took that really high exit and tried to keep momentum. Let's see if there's any contact. It didn't look to see. No, not really. I think Stenhouse knows he's there.
What do you think then, Jack?
No, there wasn't any contact, I was surprised. But also apparently Logano had a slow stop.
Yeah, I can believe that.
That's huge. I hate having to say this. Playoff implications.
It's getting your repetitive line tonight, isn't it?
Let's see. But why? Why do we have playoffs? We are not meant to be like every other sport. Bro, everyone's saying, oh, all the big sports have playoffs. Bro, the biggest sports league in the world doesn't have playoffs. In the Premier League.
Oh, right, I was going to say. It's America, though.
Biggest
Only has
sports league in
playoffs.
the world doesn't.
Still, 9 times out of 10. It's always an interesting faction.
Yeah, it is.
Points. Sorry.
NASCAR's not meant to be like other sports. We need to remind ourselves that we're NASCAR, not other sports.
Down to Kim with Ross Chastain.
In the Roval races, so we have to have some insurance. They've done exactly that, finishing 5th and 4th in the stages respectively, despite that hiccup by Ross after the stage 1 pit stops that Mark just mentioned. They set the standings for Ross right before the green flag flew in this final stage. He knows what he has to do. He has put in the work all weekend long in terms of getting ready for this race. Lee mentioned the time he spent with Shane in the sim. He did 4 sim sessions. Parker, 2 of those were with SVG.
And Kim, you used the word insurance. That's exactly what Denny Hamlin had coming into this race. Plus 48 above the cut line. It has not been a flashy day for the 11 car, who currently runs in 22nd. Just hasn't quite had the pace that we normally see out of the 11, although he has self-admittedly struggled at road courses as of late. But this is all they need to do. Currently sitting plus 30 right now. Just simply have that car all rolling on all 4 tires will get them into the next rounds.
31 to go in the Bank of America 400. In this round of 12, which has seen a couple of awesome races so far, it was Blaney at Loudon in New Hampshire that got the lobster. Huge controversy last weekend in Kansas and a brilliant win at the hands of Chase Elliott. Who's going to do it today and who gets eliminated today?
It's all closing in, just 31 laps to go. Technically 30 now on the board. And it's Kyle Larson leading him, got 4 wide as Ty Gibbs is going to fall backwards. Bubba Wallace goes through, Stenhouse goes through on the outside line as well. Chase Elliott was already just ahead, but he's already through to the next round. And Bubba's defending hard on the outside. So what do you think? By the way, if you're wondering why the driver nets are pink, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and they are pink in honour and support of that charity as well. Our wind mics are hopefully going to go pink for COTA for F1 in 2 weeks' time. What do you think though, Jack, so far this race day?
Fun race.
Fun race, cool
I was
race.
just debating someone in the chat about playoffs, so I just went, someone said playoffs are a great look. It will accept the chase as SVG moves past L second.
Yep, Simple's move on the inside of the hairpin. Now he's got 3.7 seconds to catch Larson. That may sound like a lot, but that's what, a lap and a half, easy, and he'll be through on Larson and leading the race again.
Yeah.
Go
Look,
on.
I will accept the chase. I don't like the chase, but I accepted it. I do not accept the current style of form. I would accept the chase, but realistically, I'm a full season guy. I'm sorry. Imagine if Alex Palou didn't win the IndyCar title this year.
Yeah, I know your point. To answer
Like,
Falcon,
Palou.
everyone's fine on fuel.
Yeah, like Alex Palou, I am sorry. I get we all got bored very, very quickly because but I'm going to be honest, who cares? At the end of the day, he was the best driver. He annihilated the rest of the competition like they were nothing. He's probably going to be like a 7-time champion before he leaves. He's only like in his 20s.
He's mad.
I feel like we might be seeing arguably the greatest IndyCar driver ever.
Oh, 100%. He has got some talent in him. And next year,
I don't know where it came from.
I don't
Look at his results in previous series. They're all kind of just alright or just pretty good. And then IndyCar, suddenly, he's like a 3-time champion. 4-time now, actually. Where did that come from? Because he moved over here, over to America from Japan. Yeah. He ran a year of Super Formula. Those things are faster than open wheel cars. I think they're faster than Indy cars on road courses, to my knowledge, Super Formula cars.
They are, as far as I know. Sanson's the man to ask about, Jake Sanson. Back with us on America, there is Michael Jordan, MJ watching on at the moment.
The best MJ. Sorry, Michael Jackson.
I thought you were going to talking about Spider-Man for a minute. I was like, whoa.
I don't even know what you're on about. It's been too long since I watched Spider-Man.
Mary Jane or Michelle Jones, which is the best MJ? Definitely Michelle Jones. It's Zendaya, definitely.
I don't know who you're on about, unfortunately. I don't know actors.
Don't worry.
All I know about Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire was the best one.
I like them all. They're all good.
Yes, same.
I don't really have favourites like that. It's like people always go, oh, who's your best?
I think they're all good. I think just Peter Garfield's got an awful script.
Who?
The second Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield, yeah.
Andrew Garfield, that was it.
So the only one who can convince Peter Parker and Andrew Garfield together.
Yeah, he's just got a bad script. There's nothing wrong with him.
Down a bit there, Marty. Like, no Marty, we missed that one. But Larson just continuing at the front, 3.312. The gap at the moment, cruising out the front. Nicholas says, I agree, like NASCAR doesn't need playoffs. I say just do regular season format, and if the guy wins the championship with 5 races left, so be it. It could be that you get your wish next year.
I'll respond to that in chat.
You said, my exact thoughts, if Liverpool run away with the title in the Premier League, so be it. Ha!
Exactly.
Thing is, though,
Liverpool ran away with the title in the 2020 season.
They did, yeah. You might get your wish. There are talks that next year we're going to drop the playoffs and do a full season. Points every round.
Look, you're all going to call me a hypocrite for saying what I'm about to say next. I think we're in too deep with the playoffs. I really think we're in too deep. I think they'll be adjusted. I don't think we'll ever get rid of the knockout format. I think we are just in too deep right now. Every time I say in too deep, I just think of the Sum 41 song.
I had a wonderful version of how to adjust the playoffs, and I can't remember what it was like as the Tyler Reddick's coming down pit road. No, it was some form of... Oh, that was it. We eliminated them on points to go in the standings. So
get rid of winning your end.
Last stop of the race here with 27 to go, or they might push it and do 2 stops to the end. Gotta try something different to Jeff's point. They need something to fall their way. Fresh Goodyear tires going on the 45 again. He was really happy with the handling of it. We'll see if it's one more stop to the end or none, and that's it for the day for Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, Reddick's improving out there, so still finding traction as we go back to our main screen. Playoffs 2224. That's interesting. I like that one. I can't remember. I did have a Grid Network show, and I can't remember what it was on the Tonight Show. I came up with a great solution.
Yeah. It would be a lot better without win and you're in. I've always hated win and you're in. It makes no sense to me. Realistically, I think if we're going to do this knockout style of format, the main thing I would do as a change is genuinely to eliminate the whole win and you're in thing, so it's just done on point.
I think that was it.
I'm
we eliminated
not a win and you're in guy.
It's like we cut off a points level, so...
Ben Schneider went on a bit of Grid Network, went on a bit of a rant on Twitter about this, and I pretty much agree with literally everything he said.
He always goes on it. Pit road.
So this is a great shot.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be able to see what Parker just talked about all weekend long, and at most racetracks, the strength of the 88 is in the braking zones. We talked about it earlier in the race. So the 5 car and the 88 down the back straightaway. Larson can slow the car down. He can't slow it down like the 88 can and still make the corner. What SVG can do so well is he can, right here, get further into the braking zone but still make these corners. Look how smooth he is. But he makes up ground even though he is kind of overdriving the corner entry. And not only is there lap time in that, it is very difficult to defend him passing you when he can outbrake you. What can you do? If he's behind you, he simply drives in the corner deeper, pulls alongside you, and takes the spot. That is what his strength is.
The age-old request or saying is be smooth and fast, and some say they can't, but that's what SVG does, and Christopher Bell is on pit road. 25 to go, Parker.
Right lane, he had just come on the radio and said, no, I need longevity. Then as he was through the banking 3 and 4, Adam Stevens once again, a late call to bring him down pit road here to be the first of the leaders on the pit road in his tires, which could potentially be the final stop. Kim?
Yeah, and crew chief James Small for Chase Briscoe told me this morning their weakness this playoffs has been inconsistency on pit road. So for what could be the final stop, they'll look for clean and smooth. Remember, they asked Chase to run top 10 to 12 for the rest of this stage. He pitted from the 7th. He'll look to regain track position and hopefully transfer.
Big problem for the 20 was a 10.8-second pit stop. You saw the trouble on the right side. That's probably a solid second or second and a half slower than you're looking for. Bottom of the screen, you see James Small. That's the crew chief for the 19 of Briscoe. So let's just take a look. Something on the right rear, it looked like. Right side up, right front off, right front on. Oh, man, I'm going to tell you, they didn't come back and jack the right rear up. I'm questioning if that right rear stays tight on the 20. It looked like he was still tightening it up on the way down. We hope it is. We're not trying to wish bad luck on the 20, but we have seen that's how wheels are left loose, is the car gets dropped. So if we, think about that, the jack man even knew it was close. He checked up and looked. They thought about coming back in. They chose not to. So we'll have to just keep an eye and listen in on the radios of the 20 to see if that tire stays. Now at the front, the 88 has reeled the 5 in. About a half a second to a second a lap. And Jeff, to your point, I just don't know how you defend somebody who's so much better in the braking zones.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Larson's doing all he can. But see, corner exit. Yeah, corner entry to corner exit is he's just simply faster. And everybody wants to know why. There's lots of theories about it. I'm going to tell you, one of the things that is just plain and simple fact, he has more experience and more time doing this than everybody else. And when you take a world-class driver and you couple that with experience, he is going to be hard to beat.
Tail of the trail. He's exquisite with trail braking. And he's so good. Here he comes. Van Gisbergen closing in on Kyle Larson, the defending race winner.
It hasn't taken long, has it, as well? This is going to be super smooth, Jack. Larson can't defend the inevitability of SVG.
You know that clip of Thanos where he's like, I am inevitable? This is it with SVG at road courses. He is inevitable.
I love this man. He is so regenerating what NASCAR's supposed to be. When's he gonna go for it, Jack?
Not yet. I say at the hairpin, I think he goes for it. SVG, just like, I feel like I remember with Larson almost. I remember these two fought at the Chicago Xfinity race last year, and it almost felt like SVG was toying with Larson.
Feels like that now, doesn't it? Like dangling a cat in front of you, like going, here,
Like
Larson. Oh, Logano's in. Go on.
Here he goes.
Round the inside of the hairpin, and he's done it exactly as you said, Jack. He's gone for it. A little bit of a block pass. Shane Van Gisbergen leads with 23 to go here at the Roval. So Logano's boxing now, then he's going to box again with around about 10 to go. So it's not for fuel, this is for tyres. This is going to be a wild ride.
Riley Hertz, by the way, about the Kyle Busch incident, said on the radio, maybe Busch should retire.
Oh, from racing, or?
I think some Busch fans should probably agree with that sentiment at this point. It's been a painful year for them.
Oh my God, it's one of those races. It's one of those days where it just keeps on going. Still, 22 to go. Around about half an hour left of the race, so that's why they're going to have to do more pit stops to come in and change it. No one's stopping just yet out there. We're keeping an eye on the driver tracker that we've got to be in the box. You can see the blue dot, that's the leader. The 88 and the 5 just running in together now. The leader of the 88 down pit road. Let's go down.
Top of the 22, Kim.
Yeah, as soon as Joey committed to pit road, crew chief Phil Surgeon got on the radio and said, Silverado. Apparently in a directive for Ross Chastain, brought him down pit road, 4 fresh Goodyear tires to finish out.
22 laps to go here at the Roval.
There's more pit stops coming in because I think Todd Gilliland's in there. So they've come down pit road as well. Still watching us here on YouTube as USA go to ad break. Van Gisbergen, Larson, McDowell. McDowell's running in 3rd place after all this confusion in the field so far. Let's see where he can end up later on. Cindric is back in the race, by the way, 21 laps down. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, we haven't had a car out of the race today. Everyone's going to finish.
Yeah, not to my knowledge. I think we're doing all right. I mean, Cindric's back in the race, isn't he?
Yep, 21 laps down.
Yeah, everyone's going to finish at the moment.
That's something.
Prepares for the inevitable catch fence hit that's somehow going to happen.
Chastain, speeding on pit road. Pass-through penalty.
Oh my god.
Couldn't even get that right.
Wow.
So he was running 20th, hoping on a gamble, and it hasn't paid off. Speeding on pit road. Pass through this time by. Suarez, Haley, down pit lane. He's kept on going, actually, so maybe he hasn't received that penalty yet from race control. It's flashed up in our systems. Obviously, his hasn't taken that gamble at the moment. SVG leads by 2 seconds.
Next lap.
Next lap. Makes sense. Storm Amy affecting our TV. Pictures appear in the comments box. He clicks back in. And this race continuing to deliver just pure brilliance. Because it's a masterclass from SVG. I think you have to respect it, don't you, Jack, how good this guy is. If you can hear me.
I think you do, to be honest. I just think it's like for me with what Ambrose was. Larson's pitted. By the way, I think SVG will pit again.
Yeah. I was just trying to work out that graphic myself, actually. I think he will come in. Larson's in. We haven't got USA yet, but it's all 4 tyres and a lot of fuel going in, and away he goes. Kind of predictable to see that coming through, sadly. So, lap 89 of 100, and what was it? Yeah, 109. So we have 20 to go.
Shadows growing longer here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as the NASCAR playoffs continue. On USA with the Bank of America Roval 400. And while we were away, not only did Kyle Larson pit, and these fans on the Bank of America fan cam saw that, but they will have heard that this man here, Ross Chastain, has been handed a penalty.
He is serving his penalty right now. This is a massive mistake. He was 3 to 4 points.
I put it in the wrong gear.
Oh. So watch him as he leaves his pit stall. Watch how fast he's going, but watch the right front tire. He recognizes that he's going too fast, tries to slow down to get it below pit road speed. Watch.
Yeah, wrong gear. Yeah.
He put it in gear, and then he pulled it back to get it in the correct gear. And that is just 2 mistakes on pit road by the driver. One, he overshot pit exit, and on this one, he just was speeding in the wrong gear.
He absolutely hates this, but look at him there, punching the steering wheel with frustration, Jack. He knows what he did, and Trackhouse know what he did.
What an error that is. And look at him on the cut line now. Look at Reddick though.
Oh, -8. Oh, now 7
Overtime
actually.
restart could really shake things up.
Keselowski's got
overtime.
What's happened to Keselowski? I've got Keselowski stopped. Yeah, Keselowski stopped. He's gone behind the wall. Keselowski's out of the race. I saw the 6 going off on the circuit. And you can see he stopped and gone into the pit lane behind the wall. Coming at the chicane on the backstretch.
Moment here. I got to do my British moment. You can't park there, sir.
Keselowski's out of the race. So we will have a retirement. I was wondering why I saw him stopped. Yeah, my fault.
No
Sorry,
power,
guys.
apparently. No power.
I did wonder why I suddenly saw the 6 pull off the circuit, coming through the chicane in the backstretch. SVG's in!
Larson has pitted. We showed that he blended out in front of the 20, so now the 88 coming for his last set of tires, we presume. Marty, oh, a little trouble.
But the 3's there. The 3 was there. You had to look out, Marty.
See where he blends.
Yeah, had to check it up there going around Austin Dillon. They lost some time to the 5 last time as the 5 goes through the front stretch chicane. They were crazy fast on the long run. It was SVG's call to run a little bit longer as Larson goes past the exit of pit road. And he said, I want to split it up into even stages or even lap runs at the very end. Stephen Doran said that. So 2 even 18-lap runs for SVG to the end.
Now you see the work ahead. The 5 and the 20 have gone by. The math works out. He was basically 24 seconds ahead. You lose 25 seconds pitting. He comes out 1 second behind. He has the fresher tires just by a lap or 2, and he proved on the last run that in 18 laps, he ran them all down, but very close getting on pit road, Jeff, with the 3.
You see Austin Dillon. Yeah, here it is. Look, Jack, what do you think? That was close there from Dillon.
Very close, but that's another pit road thing, realistically. I don't know what either driver is supposed to do in that situation.
It's such a tight pit road here. We were talking about it earlier on in the broadcast that you can have these little moments. It just throws you out wide. So, got to be careful. Got to be taking care and see how this race just grows to you. Lap 91, 18 to go. Van Gisbergen leads now by 15 seconds to Kyle Larson. And yes, he has pitted. Game over. That's better. Kyle Larson now leads to Christopher Bell by 9 tenths. Yeah, I was wondering what happened. Go on, Jack.
I hadn't updated.
Yeah.
It updated the start finish line.
I was wondering what was going on there. I was like, how on earth did that happen?
I was going to say, SVG. Yeah, I was going to say that surely would have been a speeding penalty.
I'm going to put my foot down. I'm not going to lift until I see guard of the checkered flag, basically.
You know who said that, though?
Oh, you throw me under the bus, mate. I've been up 14.
I was watching that race when the guy said that.
I've been up 20 hours.
No, it wasn't even a Cup driver. It was an ARCA driver. Andy Jankowiak at the ARCA Daytona race this year. A race that I don't think he even won.
I say you throw me under the bus when it's so late in the day, and I've been up since 3. I've been up 20 hours. Non-stop broadcasting as well. Music City. That's Nashville. Charlotte, however, that's NASCAR country. Everyone's based here.
That road.
Daytona is the home of NASCAR with the Daytona 500. It was where it was
Oh,
born.
it is. Absolutely, no question about that.
But the spiritual home has to be Charlotte, with all the teams based
it's
around
got
this
the Hall
area.
of Fame, Charlotte, hasn't it?
It's fantastic, this place. So that's why we have the 2 biggest races, the Daytona and the Charlotte, the Coca-Cola race here. It's wonderful.
And you got the 7500 too.
Yeah, that's true. The 7500's got to count that in as an old classical. Do you want to throw Darlington in the mix? Talladega in there too?
Indianapolis.
Does Indianapolis count as a classical race now, though?
It's definitely a crown jewel.
Yeah, definitely a crown jewel, but is it classical for NASCAR?
Wouldn't say classical. I'm surprised we didn't race on Indy sooner, but yeah.
I'm surprised IndyCar hasn't
I
raced
don't remember
Daytona.
who won the first ever Brickyard 400. I want to say it was Dale Earnhardt.
It was
him or
Earnhardt.
Jeff Gordon.
It was Dale Earnhardt, as far as I know. Who won it?
I think it was Dale. I don't think he won another one after that.
YouTube chat, help us out there. Talladega is not a jewel. No, it's not. But it's a classical.
Not for me, but to me personally, I think Talladega used to be a crown jewel until the Brickyard 400 came.
It was Jeff Gordon who won the 994 Brickyard 400.
Okay, it was Jeff Gordon. I knew it was him or
Sean.
Dale.
Yeah, Dale won the second. I was like, yeah, he won 95.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, guys.
I knew it was one of the 2.
Out of interest as well, does anyone know the story of Dale Earnhardt and the lap he did? Oh, hang on. Elliott's on the inside. Chase Elliott diving through on Logano. Logano's been forced up high on the exit of the hairpin. So Elliott's moved up ahead by forcing Logano up high. Very quickly, does anyone know the story of Dale Earnhardt and the lap he did in the dark at Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
That sounds like something he would do.
He took a motorcycle around in the dark, did a couple of laps, came in and immediately went home and never spoke of what happened. Something spooked him out on the circuit.
Well, to be fair, that doesn't surprise me. That just sounds like something Dale would do.
Apparently, the infield section is haunted.
I mean, my favourite Dale moment as SVG gets ahead of Bell.
Oh, nice.
But my favourite Dale moment to this day, I think it was at Riverside, when he was struggling to get past some lap cars. I think the leaders were struggling to get past some lap cars, and he was about to catch them. So he just decided, no, I can't be bothered with this. Just cut the corner and overtook all of them.
I remember watching it. Yeah.
It was incredible. I mean, I don't blame him. I think you'd do the same.
I would do the same. In fact, I think
they get penalised because NASCAR didn't really care about track limits back then.
They don't really care about it now that much.
He's ahead of AJ now. He's ahead of Logano.
Bowman's dropped back. Bowman got forced out. Yeah. So Chastain's on the attack here.
Inside. Nope.
Chastain's in visual sight of Logano now, and Van Gisbergen is within a second of Larson. Jules is coming, and he's taking a bite of Larson.
Will we get a late caution here?
Oh, 14 to go. You're risking it now, aren't you? Are you trying to poke the bear? Here's the fuel timing data. I know people like that a lot as well. We'll switch between the two. It's a close fought battle, isn't it? One of these. Here we go, SVG on the inside line. He tags the back of Larson coming out of the hairpin. We've come to the wrong angle because they're still battling together. Front right of SVG, rear hooking Kyle Larson out of the hairpin, and Larson still stays ahead. SVG can't find the way through. It's still a traction point, down to the braking zone. SVG's going for it, side by side, bumper to bumper. They're off the course. SVG's jumping. Here comes the 10 to try and get a lap back on himself as well. Ty Dillon. He's gone through, but SVG takes the lead into turn 3 and 4 on the oval. He leads, and now Bell's in the mix. Three-way fight with 12 to go, or 13 to go.
Larson's going to come back, though.
Can he slip through on the inside? He's bumped the back of SVG.
He hit him.
He hit him. SVG locks up as well. It caught him by surprise. Larson's got the inside line coming into turn 1 on the Roval. Can we have anything coming in from Bell? Further back, Larson's on the inside. Lay on the brakes, forced him wide. Bell's coming into the mix now. Three-way fight coming down into turn 3. And Bell's through. SVG let him through there, I think.
Let him go.
Yeah, had to. What about the momentum?
Yeah, he'd have wrecked if he hadn't let them go. What a battle that was. Really physical and also really fair.
This is like what happened in Watkins Glen last year. Similar situations, but this time there's 3 of them.
Yeah. This was more physical than Glen, but I would also argue again that it was fair.
Look at this, SVG.
down the inside again.
Gets the move down to the hairpin. Bell can't capitalise, so let's take a replay, Jack. And this was how it all started on the hairpin the previous lap. SVG comes from miles back, and Larson, well, he didn't appreciate getting shoved.
Bowman apparently was slow, by the way.
Thought he was for Alex.
He's been pulled to pit road.
I thought he was slow on that on a couple of laps ago on the replay. What do you think of SVG? Was it fair or was it a bit much?
Fantastic racing.
Yeah.
This is stock cars right here. This is fair game in my opinion. Both guys went at each other. I thought it was brilliant. And also the random Ty Dillon appearance is just amazing.
All of a sudden, Ty Dillon's there.
All of a sudden, just Ty Dillon appears. I love it.
What sponsorship he's got this weekend? It looks like he's using like, what, is it Tylenol? Are we allowed to say Tylenol in America these days? I don't know.
No.
Pepto-Bismol, that's it. I've just been whispered in my ear. Thank you for that. But, yeah. Bell was my favourite here, how he closed.
Eva is the sponsor for this weekend. Eva.
Look at this. SVG goes.
Nice looking car.
It is a very cute looking car. Look at SVG. Nope. And it goes through on Bell. You felt that understeer. Why is that expression? That's an Essex expression. I know exactly where that's coming from. Go on.
About to get part 2, I think.
That was just part 1. Here's part 2.
I don't think SVG's going to play nice this time.
He's going to barge Larson out of the way on the back straight chicane, isn't he? Here he goes.
Try and pass him fair, I think.
He's got the traction, late on the brakes. SVG has so much more confidence compared to Larson, who just can't do anything into the chicane. SVG leads with 12 to go.
He won't get him back this time. He's not getting back this time. Brilliant, brilliant move there from SVG. Just so much. I think whatever tyres Larson had, he probably killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they're behind Cody Ware, so anything can happen.
Here's that move again then, Jack. This is Logano and being passed by Chastain. This is the two on the battle on the drop zone of the playoffs. Chastain on the inside line of the hairpin, getting on the traction. Does he lose out to Logano? I think he did. Can't find him on the monitor. Yes, he has. Chastain 13th, Logano 14th.
Okay, well, he needs to gain 3 more spots then, Chastain.
Gap points, Logano 3-1. Well, just take a look at this. Points as they run. Logano has 3-1-0-9, Chastain 3-1-0-7, and they're on the cusp. But so far, Logano's ahead in 8th. Shane says that Tylenol is illegal contraband. Ha! Logano's boxing! Logano's boxing!
22 in front of you for their last pit stop.
Paul Wolf, always a master strategist. We'll see if this plays out or not. Remember when they pitted just a moment ago, we mentioned this was in the playbook to stop one more time today, and this could be the decision of whether or not they make it to the round of 8 or not. Clean pit stop by this championship pit crew. These are 1.5 lap scuffs, Steve. Let's see if the one answers the call or they stay on the track.
Is that a good run, do you think, Jack? Can Logano fight back? He's on no fresher tyres. He's got 10 laps. Just go like hell.
We'll see what happens, in all honesty. I couldn't predict anything at the moment.
This is fantastic racing. It worked for Sammy Smith yesterday in Xfinity. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, he got a late caution.
Yeah.
Saved him.
Well,
I was watching the race on the train back from the concert I was at yesterday, so...
That was the 12 making a move on the 1, so Blaney's got up to 12th. That's pushed Chastain down to 13th, so he's losing out points here. Didn't need Blaney moving ahead.
Forward on the final 10 laps of this race.
When Ross Chastain sat down with us before the playoffs began, he said last year was brutal, missing out. I was sad, and then I turned that sadness into anger and then into motivation. He said, I have to get through this year, being in the playoffs and go further and deeper. Is today the day that he stays in the playoffs, or is today the day that he gets bounced out of the playoffs?
I think Chastain might be out, you know, looking at it. What's the gap? Logano 3-0-0-9, Chastain 3-1-0-7, but he's on the cusp at the moment, isn't he? 10 to go. USA going to ad break.
And not only that, down the inside on Eric Jones is Zane Smith. Move there.
Got the 3 there too, making their way through.
Yep. Austin Dillon there.
They've all been very well behaved today. Oh, there we go, the 24. That's going to be on the inside line, and that is now Chastain losing another position. Through goes Josh Berry and William Byron too. Berry's down at several positions actually. So, yeah.
Similar colour scheme.
14th now for Ross Chastain.
I would pit if I'm Ross.
Yeah, has to, because Logano's catching up already on traction time.
I would absolutely pit. The one thing I would bring up... Oh, what replay? Also, you said they were well behaved. Wait, what are we about to see here?
Oh, that's why Zane Smith...
Okay.
That's why the move happened.
You said they were well behaved, JB.
Yeah, but it's Joey Logano. He doesn't count. He'll punch anybody to get through. If there was a baby and a deer, he would punch the baby. And probably hit the deer with the car. Let's face it. It's Joey Logano.
Joey.
Are we forgotten Matt Kenseth?
I mean, it's fair. It's fair. It's just it's not going to make people happy with him. But it's not like it's not like he straight up wrecked them. He basically just punted 2 of them into the corner to get ahead. But no, the other thing, you say we've been well behaved. We had Riley Hurts retaliating under caution against Dylan as last in pit.
Last in the box, yeah.
We had Kyle Busch retaliate against Riley Hurts. We had Dane Smith retaliate against Austin Dillon. It's been a pretty temper-filled day.
It's been 3 hours. And I'm surprised it's been 3 hours. I was expecting it to be 2 hours 30. Not that caution, the two cautions kind of throw it over. And the barrier repair didn't help. It hasn't felt like 3 hours, I must admit. There's still a lot of dust being kicked up as the sun begins to set. SVG leads now by 21 seconds to Christopher Bell. Let's check in with USRN and USA for the last few times.
The race to home to not only win this Bank of America Rover 400, but to see who makes the round of 8. The WeatherTech Chevy, Shane Van Gisbergen, Trackhouse Racing with a 21-second lead over Christopher Bell. That's the state of play at the front, but the other focus is the one of Ross Chastain versus Joey Logano for the 8th and final position.
Joey Logano in 23rd with fresher tires, trying to run Chastain down in 13th. Remember, Chastain has to beat him by 4 to advance. Logano trying to shorten that gap. On the top, SVG. The 21-second gap is not enough. If the 88 pits, he will come out 4 or 5 seconds behind Bell. That is the problem for the 88. Marty, what are you hearing?
To add another twist to this, Shane Van Gisbergen told Stephen Dorn a few laps ago, I feel like the right rear is coming apart on our car. It feels very weird, especially through the bank corners in the oval. They asked him to manage it as best he could, but right now SVG trying to hang on. They also asked him when Larson did it a moment ago, he said, should we cover? He said no, because Christopher Bell would be way ahead of us. He's already made the other stop, Kim.
Well, Marty, a couple laps ago with 9 to go, crew chief Phil Surgeon finally got on the radio and painted the picture for his driver Ross Chastain on what happened with the 22 pitting, where they're running versus where the one is running, what the point situation was, and he said 9 to go. Just last lap, Ross confirmed, so we're staying out. And they said yes, so with 7 to go, we do not expect Chastain to come down pit road for those fresh sticker tires, Marty.
8 points stand between the reigning defending champion, Joey Logano, and making it to the round of 8. He is very frustrated with lap traffic. They do have speed in these little bit fresher tires than Ross Chastain has, but he also knows he has 8 positions to make up if he's going to make it to the round of 8.
Well, right now, Ross Chastain in 13th. The question is, how many guys behind Chastain can catch him and pass him? Many behind him have better tires. Here's Chastain right here. Josh Berry has 1 lap newer tires, but now Reddick a lot newer tires, Briscoe newer tires, Gibbs newer tires. All those guys are coming to get Chastain.
The question is, can Logano move forward? Because he just got passed by Gilliland. You know, it's like 2 road trips. The old algebra assignment.
Larson's on the inside. He gets ahead of Buescher for 3rd position. So now Larson's back in the mix as well. Jack, as they come into the action, one more with Logano. He's trying to find his way back through. It's getting tense now with 6 to go.
I think SVG will be good if we don't have a caution.
I agree.
If we do have a caution, he's in big trouble.
It is a road course, so likelihood is low, but not impossible. Depends on where the caution falls on this circuit, doesn't it? If it's on the oval section. Berry on the inside line gets ahead of Chastain down into the 16-17 chicane. Chastain can't fight back, although he's nearly putting the 21 in the wall and causing that caution. He's trying his hardest, but Chastain's losing out. What's the gap? Logano minus 8.
Don't use up your tyres, dude. Don't use up your tyres.
Logano is minus 8, Chastain is plus 8, but here comes the inside line. That's Reddick. Reddick on the inside, and now he gets to on Chastain. And Gibbs coming in there too. He's hemorrhaging positions right now. Logano's only in 24th. Not over yet. Gibbs goes through on the inside line of Chastain. This is a tense battle and a tense ending to this race. Time and time again, we're seeing the drama change.
Has anyone noticed something? SVG's winning, but it's been getting significantly more difficult for him to win each passing week on a road course.
They're all catching him up.
Everyone else is catching up. SVG, because they realise, oh, we got to up our game. This guy's kicking our butts right now.
Road courses may as well have his name on it. Look at Sonoma. That was a walk in the park there.
Look at Mexico.
Mexico, really. I was looking at it. I wasn't on that broadcast, but that was a long race.
Mexico
Nobody would go about that.
destroyed the entire field. I wasn't on that broadcast either. I watched like the last 10 laps of the race. Though.
Same
I
here,
was at
actually.
download.
Yeah. I think I was in a concert. I think I was at another commentary gig.
Yeah, and I was at download. So.
Chastain's downshifting a little bit. You can see it coming over the control line. He wasn't happy with it. 5 to go here.
It's Logano.
Chastain +4, Logano -4. He's closing. It's not over yet.
I think Logano will get this, but I don't know. We'll see.
So much traction. It's a tricky one.
We
This
had
one, isn't it?
overtime finishes in the last 2 races this weekend. Will we get a third?
So we go fine and stay green. You don't want that yellow
Shout
flag
out.
to come out. Go on.
Shout out as well, by the way, to a certain guy who's running up front. Michael McDowell is in 5th place right now. Shout out to him.
He's had a stunning race.
Genuinely a road course expert, that guy. Not only that, but he is a driver who, I can tell you right now, his last win came on a road course, the Indianapolis road course. And again, it was a race where he annihilated the field.
Logano has now passed John Hunter Nemechek for 22nd position.
Is that KHN? It's
Yeah.
KHN, actually.
He's
been kind of a non-factor today, John Hunter.
Says fresher tires. Bowman has a little bit older tire, but Bowman is 4 or 5 seconds ahead of the 22.
Ross Chastain has only made it to the round of 8 once before. Can it be his second appearance despite 2 hiccups, significant hiccups on pit road today?
Chastain, it's coming into that situation. We're running out of laps though, we're running out of time. It looks like SVG will win on this Roval, but it's all about who's going through for the round of 8 playoffs. We're going to lose 4 drivers. Right now it's Logano, Reddick, Wallace. Cindric's already out. I think Bubba's already safely out. Reddick's safely out, so it's between Logano and Chastain. +3 Chastain, -3 Logano. And Jack, this is getting very tense now as they're both sort of closing each other down on the same part of the track.
Yeah. I am just seeing what's going to happen now. Oh, Cole Custer trying to go for a move, I think, there.
Taking 20 for a second away, yeah. Just a little bit of contact on the back straight. Oh, the hairpin.
I just realised something. SVG is almost an entire lap ahead of Logano. That's mental.
This guy is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Time and time again. On the board, there's Berry. Sorry, that's Bell battling with Larson for second. Where is Josh? Looking at it. Can't find him on the chart. He's 15th, there you go, just raised 15th. Look at the board.
I think this will come down to the final lap, and it will come down to 1 position. And we both know that both of these guys will do whatever it takes. And Logano is not above playing a little bit dirty when the chips are down.
2 laps to go. Larson's closing in on Bell for the 2nd and 3rd position, but Chastain and Logano battling it out for the last ones. Oh yeah, a little lock up there coming in to the chicane. It's tense this, isn't it, Jack? You feel it in your heart starting to pulp a little bit.
Yeah, this is nerve-wracking stuff.
Is the champion going to be kicked out from this year's playoffs in the round of 12? Not even making it to the round of 8. Chastain might just make it through for the second time, as you heard earlier on. There's SVG. leading this race. He's on the backstretch. He's coming up to the final lap of the race. We'll come up to the battle screen as well. To the main com screen.
Logano's going to catch Chastain here, I think.
Will he catch Bowman as well? He's going to catch Bowman. Hang on a minute. Hamlin's dropped down the order a little bit. Gilliland's dropped back. Stenhouse dropped back. Where is Chastain? Hang on, that's Bubba going on the inside line. And look at Larson. Larson making the move on the backstretch into the chicane. He's battling side by side with Bell. He's going to force him wide. They make contact. Robin is racing, but Larson's going to force his way through on the inside line, coming to 3 and 4 on the oval. And Kyle Larson takes second.
White flag.
White flag in the air, sponsored by Credit One Bank. It's the final lap, and we'll come up towards the comms box camera as well for the last time. Now, Chastain's +3, Logano's -3. What are you making of it, Jack?
You have no idea the nerves I have right now. By the way, shout out to Bell and Larson, because those two had a little decent battle there. Those two battled in the World of Outlaws and High Limit Series earlier in the year, and now they're battling in the Cup Series. I love those two guys.
Look, that's Chastain. He's been passed by Gilliland. Gilliland's gone round the outside. Chastain then losing a couple more. So, if that's Gilliland, has Chastain dropped down into about 16th?
Who's that? Is that Hamlin?
That's Hamlin. Where's it? Hamlin was he's a couple laps away with Denny. Hamlin's down in 18th. Yeah, I'm right. He's lost a hell of a lot of positions here as Chastain. Chastain, look at that, the gap -3 plus 2. What is he comes across? Because he's got a lap to go, remember, so he'll come into the chicane now.
You should let Hamlin go. He doesn't, though.
No, Hamlin's in +36. Let's have a look over the line. It's +1 and -1. Chastain +1, Logano -1. As SVG is going to come across the line to take the checkered flag. The Bank of America Roval belongs to the road course specialist. SVG wins here in Charlotte. And now he's advanced through, but it's all eyes on who's going to be knocked out. Reddick is out, Wallace is out, Cindric is out. But is it going to be Chastain or Logano who gets that last point to get into the round of 8? It's -1 and +1.
You think Denny's actually going to go for the move here?
I would.
That's my question. I don't know if he'll go for it. Because I honestly believe...
He's going for it!
No, he is. He might.
He's going to go for it on the inside. Hamlin makes the move, and Chastain's now level, which means Logano on comeback will get the advantage. And is that going to allow Bowman to move? Because Bowman's racing for position as well. Chastain is not going to advance. We'll have to wait for it when he crosses the line, but I don't think he's going to advance. Logano is just keeping it in.
End it on the final corner.
Chastain is right there with Denny Hamlin at the exit of the backstretch chicane. He's got 3 and 4 to go, plus 16 and 17. Logano knows he's done it all he can. Who's going to make it through to the round of 8? Hamlin's taking it off. Is Chastain going to do a do-or-die maneuver? Anything coming from the Merlin kid? He's going for it. He's tagged him. They've both got around. They've both got around. And Logano takes the pair of them. And Joey Logano, look, he's reversing to the line. And Logano gets him. Logano goes through to the round of 8. Chastain tags the back of the 11. He tries to reverse over the line. It didn't work out. And Joey Logano is in the round of 8. Chastain tried. It didn't work. Wow. Reversing over the line.
Do it.
What do you make of this one, Jack? Because that was crazy. He came in from so far back.
He knew what he had to do it. I don't blame him. I'm sure Hamlin's not going to be particularly pleased about that. I do respect him for reversing all the way across the line. Logano is through to round of 8. What a finale, to be fair. Look at this.
Epic.
I don't know if he even tries to break it.
He just bang into the back of Denny. Soon he's in reverse and powers it back across the line. But Logano got there. What was the gap in the line? Look, there we go. Logano's across about a car length before Chastain gets over. What was the gap in the line? Oh, it's so hard to tell. 1/10 of a second. a 1/10 of a second to the line. That's all it was for reverse. But it is Shane Van Gisbergen for the 5th time this year who wins on a road course. Nobody can stop him. It is a dominant performance. Larson second, Bell third. The drivers eliminated are Chastain, Reddick, Wallace and Cindric. The 8 that go through, Elliott, Blaney, Larson, Bell, Byron, Hamlin, Briscoe and Logano. Let's head down to NBC because that was something else.
And mixed emotions in the bottom boxes. Logano scrapes through and stands a chance to defend what could have been for Ross Chastain. And another win for Shane Van Gisbergen.
What did we just witness at the Roval? A crazy finish. SVG with 5 straight road course wins. As you mentioned, Lee, he'll get a shot to tie the all-time record that Jeff Gordon holds in 2026 with a possible 6 straight. I know that race didn't disappoint the fans here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And as always, when SVG wins a race, he'll autograph the rugby ball and send it into the stands. To these fans. Let's see how the kick goes today for SVG. Wow. 5th in a row, Shane. But you said, hey, I've got a right rear tire issue. Was that the smoke we saw in that final lap?
Yeah, it just started getting hot and sliding around, but what an awesome race. Kyle and Christopher driving really good and got a little rough, but man, the battle was awesome. And with the Tech Chevy, I lost it a little bit at the start of stage 3 and whatever they did for the rest of the race. Unbelievable, really enjoyed that, and it was a long time waiting, hoping the yellow wasn't going to come out.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that rough racing with the 5 and the 20. I mean, you had to get elbows out, didn't you? Because you said, hey, at Bristol, I didn't like it when the non-playoff guys raced me that way.
Yeah, like I gave him a little bump at 7 by accident, and he just slammed me, and that sort of set it off. But I'm all for it. It was fun, and I hope he's not too pissed off, but hope it was good to watch too.
1 win for Trackhouse Racing, but the other Trackhouse Racing driver out of the playoffs, Ross Chastain, is with Kim.
That's right, Marty. Out by 4 points and 2 mistakes on the day by Ross, but 2 rebounds. Put yourself in a position in the closing laps where you had to have the drive of your life. Your spotter, Brandon McReynolds, said before the last lap, I need a perfect lap. You need a perfect lap. If you had that last lap back, what would you do differently?
I'd restart the whole day, Kim. For a Busch Light Chevy, Trackhouse Racing, they expect so much more out of me. And to speed on pit road, well, I got to go back. I went off the end of pit road and didn't turn. Thought I had more room and just trying to get to the yellow line and just completely started the downfall there, and then came off out of the pit stall and double clicked up into 3rd, and just unforced errors, just terrible. So it's heartbreaking for almost 200 employees at Trackhouse, of our teammates, our ECR engines, everybody that makes this go around with Jockey and the Moose and Kubota. It's you know, Justin hired me to carry this one car and to drive it and to be the leader, and I just completely unraveled our day. We definitely had the speed on the last lap. Yeah, I missed turn 7. I down shifted the first, put the rear tires and let the 11 by. So yeah, not acceptable. Like just completely, you know, just completely unacceptable.
Unacceptable. How do you kind of come to terms with the mistakes that were made today?
Well, knowing that no one else had a hand in it but me. The WISE program gave me everything I needed. GM, Chevrolet, Trackhouse. So I can go to bed knowing that they're building me to be the best I can be, but I've got to make those right decisions in those moments where I'm not on autopilot, but when I come out of the pit stall, I'm just getting to my lights, and I pulled twice. And when I went to the end of pit road, I didn't turn because I wanted to get to the end of the yellow line, and I needed to just turn the wheel. It's really simple. So, yeah, it's terrible to get to this level and not perform. It's when you watch and you learn and you study for half your life to get here and to fail is a terrible feeling right now. And I will wake up tomorrow and go right back to work. That doesn't make it any better for our partners and for all of my teammates that are really upset with me right now. I know the 11's mad. I'm sure I would be too. He got by me clean and was giving me room, and he got by me clean, and I wiped him out. So just have to wake up tomorrow and go back to work, though.
Ross Chastain eliminated here at the Roval, Parker.
Right, and on the flip side of that, Joey Logano advances. So in that final 2 laps, did you realize how close it was between you and Ross Chastain?
Yeah, everyone was telling me how close it was going to be there, and gosh, what a... Man, fans are... Is that me? Is that who they're booing at? Oh, well. Hey, we're still in. We're still alive, baby. We're still going. I'm so excited. Such a close finish there, and yeah, I knew it was within a point there, and I knew we were going to be tied there at the end, and Ross was going to do whatever he had to do to make it happen. Geez, this wasn't quite fast enough today with our car, but overall, man, it's the drama of the playoffs, right? If you want drama, the playoffs bring it every time. What an entertaining finich there, and to come down to, like I said, a tie there basically at the end before the wreck. So proud of Paul Wolf. Made some really hard calls today. 3-stop in the end there, kind of an audible there at the end, as our fall off was a little bit too much. So making that call there at the end was ultimately what kept us there in the game with just a few left. So as a championship performance from the team. Wish I was a little faster, but overall, and I couldn't be more proud of the team, and we still got a shot.
Serious drama here at the Roval.
Serious emotion.
Yeah, thank you very much for that one. There's a look at points as they run, coming into it, and see who's been eliminated. That was something else. SVG is victorious, and out goes Ross Chastain with a, well, I don't want to describe that one as a Hell Man move, maybe, coming through.
Is a Hail Mary.
Yeah. Jack, your final thoughts, please. Go on.
Don't blame him for doing that. I understand it.
We get it.
And the thing is, I praised Ross for going for the pit strategy he did, because it was an insanely risky call, and it very nearly paid off. Shout out to SVG. The one person I feel a little bit sorry for is Denny Hamlin, who was a completely innocent bystander for once in his career.
For once. That's the interesting one. For once. That is going to be something to come into it. Okay, right. Cheers, Jack, for your company today. My thanks as well to our background crew for all the action. Let's give you information about next week as well. World Superbikes are in Estoril for their coverage as well. On the 11th on JB Motorsports, we've got the NASCAR Cup Las Vegas practice and qualifying. And then we've got the Xfinity race. That's underway at 9 o'clock British Summer Time. We've also got the IMSA Moto Petit Le Mans, 10 hours. We're going to be covering that. And then on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock UK time, green flag at 7:30, we've got the NASCAR Cup Series race from Las Vegas. We'll be on the call for that one in a week's time. So make sure you're here for all the practice and qualifying action and the Xfinity and Cup races as well. My thanks to Jack for his company today in what has been an amazing race. We have whittled it down from 16 to 12 and now to 8. We've only got a few more races left. The season goes through. We've got Vegas, Talladega, and Martinsville before we head to Phoenix. Just 4 races remain. We'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks for your company. We'll see you in a week. Bye-bye.